Live from the Columbus Civic Center in Columbus, Georgia. It's time for a Friday night edition of Columbus River Dragons hockey. Hello everybody, my name is Liam Godimer. As always, it's an absolute pleasure to be here alongside all of you as the River Dragons take on the out-of-division Blue Ridge Bobcats. With that, let's send it right down to ice level. You know what it's time for. It's the fire starter of the night. And it's none other than number 74, Kevin Sabad out of Budapest, Hungary. There he is right along the wall, playing with the puck a little bit. Kevin, 6'3", 210 pounds, his first year as a River Dragon. 25th game of the year tonight. He has matching goal and assist totals. 8 and 8 for 16. Kevin Sabad out of Budapest, Hungary is the fire starter of the night. And with a fire starter of the night means we must have a pest of the game. And the pest of the game is number 77, Nikita Kozarev. A forward, 5'8", just 160 pounds, but this man can produce offensively. 5 goals, 17 helpers for 22 points so far this season. Kozarev, a quick note on him, he played his college hockey in the SUNYAC alongside Justin Samaro. Kozarev played for Buffalo State, Samaro for Morrisville State. With that, we'll send it to our very first commercial break of the night. Then when we return, I'll take you back to the last River Dragons game. It was against the Monroe Moccasins, a tough defeat away from Malaire.
Let Shred-Away, a division of the Overby Company, take care of all your document shredding needs. We can design a custom shredding program for your business today. No need to purchase equipment, no maintenance expenses, no need to prepare records for destruction, increase employee productivity, increase security, no worry. Was it really destroyed? Right now, all new customers can receive 10% off. Shred-Away, a division of the Overby Company, locally owned and operated in downtown Columbus. That's Shred-Away, 706-577-9668.
Every day we're on the road, dedicated to servicing our community and neighbors. At Air Force Heating and Air, we're committed to your family's comfort all year round. Whether you need repairs, maintenance, or new system installation, the Air Force team is here for you, residential and commercial. Plus, we offer duct cleaning and sealant services, air quality and virus protection, and plumbing. Call Air Force Heating and Air today. Serving you is our top priority.
The Columbus River Dragons are back inside of the Dragon's Den to take on their division rivals, the Baton Rouge Zydeco, on Saturday, January the 24th. Don't miss this heated divisional matchup with the puck dropping at 7:05 p.m. Grab your tickets now at the Columbus Civic Center box office or by visiting rdragons.com for more information. Be there at the Dragon's Den and bring the noise for when Columbus battles Baton Rouge. On the counter, Hagen Moe. All alone on Babin! Oh my goodness, what a save by 72 in white. The puck's still loose. Babin there to whack it out of the air, and at the near post, he keeps it out. An unreal sequence of saves from Trevor Babin. Here's Blant looking to the back door. Underwood closed off that feed. And then how about Lucas Texmo making sure to race his way to the slot and get in the passing lane. The puck kept into the River Dragons' end. This is Asp shooting, blocked by Wicklund. I touched on this during Coach's Corner with Coach Bichard earlier this afternoon. I said, well, it was a little bit of a lopsided loss in your first game against Athens. Hold up, Texmo, Barrow scores! Tyler Barrow opened the scoring last night for Columbus. Tonight, he does the same. A thing of beauty, Barrow and Texmo teaming up for the first goal of the night. So the River Dragons strike on their second shot of the game. We're exactly 2 minutes here into the second period. As Kyle Moore will get it to the middle, this will be Matthews, number 44, who will move it out on the backhand. Balsamo to the right. It's in the corner. Samaro wears number 23. He's got one option. That's Thornton. It went up the middle of the ice, and that's always dangerous. Albrecht shoots. Did not get the tip he was looking for. Comes back to the line for Corson Green, who wears number 3. Albrecht behind the net. His pass misses Balsamo. The slapper from Matthews. That hits Samaro in the thigh. That stung him. Samaro maintains his positioning. He needs a line change. Liarakos will weave through the neutral zone. Samaro still out there. Albrecht shoots. That hits the plexi behind Babin. Ryan Hunter, Kyle Moore. Hunter skates to the spot. Moore dangles and loses the handle. A moccasin lost their stick behind the net. As Gerstein goes tumbling into the flank. Puck still in the offensive zone. Christie plays the puck to himself. Cannot dance around Underwood, who will ladle it north. It's a 3-on-1. Joel Texmo with Kevin Sabad. Sabad, and a save made by Masternak. Underwood to the goal. Sabad got a tip on that, but the puck died as it crept closer to Masternak. Sabad once more. Jemaev, left circle. The trailer, Texmo shoots, and a stick save made by Masternak again. Lucas Texmo bidding for his second goal as a River Dragon. Here's a one-timer from the right. That one misses the lower body of Babin by just a bit. Now they score. That's immediately thwarted. And now, Balsamo with Liarakos to the right. Balsamo, a net front tip. Babin the save, but the rebound is in the net. Balsamo gets the goal. How about that save initially from Babin? But when you're down on the seat of your pants, the ability to stop the follow-up nearly impossible. Galvin in his own zone. He's got Barrow up ahead. Barrow to tie the game. He'll hold around the cage on the backhand. He tries to bank it in. No goal. What a smart play by Tyler Barrow, who had faked bringing that puck all the way around the net, then brought it to the backhand. Masternak down on his chest, head first in the net. If I'm head coach Bichard, I'm asking for a review right now. How in the world can you determine that that puck did not go in? I suppose the River Dragons content with a no goal call there. That was right on the doorstep to going in. And now we're going to have a review. Absolutely we should have a review. That would have been ridiculous if we didn't. Are you kidding me? You're gonna have a scoring chance like that and you're not going to look at it? I tried to stay calm up here after they didn't review the play. But now they are reviewing the play. All is right in Monroe, Louisiana. At least I think. Let's review that play. Let's get a goal put on the board. And let's tie us up. Because this broadcaster, not convinced that that puck was kept out. Not one iota. You can dive on top of the puck all you want. You can throw as many players as possible in the crease. Now number 3, Corson Green on defense. He'll go coast to coast, and that front tip goes off of the crossbar. That's not a goal. That's waved off right away. I know that the lights have gone down and that they're cheering and that the horn has gone off and all that fun stuff, and that's wonderful. And I hope you guys are enjoying your dance here in Monroe. But that goal was waved off. There's a look at the replay. Clearly off of the crossbar. Unfortunately for those watching at home, you're not able to see the replay. But they did show all of us on the video board here. I thought it went off the crossbar and then dropped down. Matthews shoots, it pinballs right out after deflecting off of the lower body of Jemayev. The Moccasins have a 2-1 lead. The reason the man who scored a hat trick last night, Dean Balsamo, as a pass back comes to the point. Liarakos has scored. It's 3-2, or 3-1, I should say. It seems every time Columbus gets burned by an opponent, it's a former River Dragon that does it to him. And right there, Yanni Liarakos making his former team pay. What a shot. The River Dragons have played well tonight. They got off to a great start. Like fine wine, as the game went along, Tyler Masternak in the net for the Moccasins had gotten just better and better. Columbus can't clear on the Florin Decor penalty kill. Will this result in a goal? Liarakos, Schumacher. The shot from Christie, redirected high. Liarakos has scored again.
What drives us to live for this game?
Yep. Here's the catch.
Do we enjoy the pain? Is it chasing greatness? Or is it passion? Teetering on madness. We're here for one simple reason. We love football. All in, all season. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, it's Bill, your foodie guy, and you know I love food, right? So we've teamed up with Mike and Ed's Barbecue in Columbus on Schaumburg Road and our friends at Pepsi Buffalo Rock to create $1 Wing Wednesday. Look what I've got here. I've got a pile of wings, I've got my celery, and I've got my free Pepsi. I'll see you at Mike and Ed's on Schaumburg Road in Columbus. $1 Wing Wednesday. See you there.
In the South, there's a few things your home needs. Like you need a strong fan on a hot day.
It's so hot.
Like Friday nights need football.
Game day!
Like front porches gotta have rocking chairs.
Bye, Grandma. Bye, Grandpa.
And in the South, you need pest control you can trust to protect your home. That's why you need Cook's Pest Control.
Cook's Pest Control.
The Columbus River Dragons are back inside of the Dragon's Den to take on their division rivals, the Baton Rouge Zydeco, on Saturday, January the 24th. Don't miss this heated divisional matchup with the puck dropping at 7:05 p.m. Grab your tickets now at the Columbus Civic Center box office or by visiting ourdragons.com for more information. Be there at the Dragon's Den and bring the noise for when Columbus battles Baton Rouge. Coach, 3-game week last week. How would you assess your team's performance overall?
Underperformed. Again, inconsistency as far as Athens, I thought we probably should have won that game. The positive about the whole weekend is I know we can play against Athens and Monroe. It's just all about execution and all that, and kind of the same old kind of story if you go back to the beginning of the year. Just inconsistency of our plays and thought process, and we got to be more deliberate with our game.
How would you assess Monroe's playing style, seeing them for the first time this year?
You know what? I think Monroe is like the Athens of last year. Big, strong, kind of in your face, finish checks, and kind of looking for scraps throughout the game type thing. And Friday night in Monroe, weren't prepared. In New Year's, still holiday mode, all that stuff or whatever. So. But Saturday night, actually, we competed and we did some good things. And, the game got away from us in the third period again by defensive breakdowns and just guys continually wanting to help. And the more you help somebody else doing their job, that means somebody's open. And we consistently did that on Saturday night, and it cost us.
Coach, you mentioned the physicality of Monroe. The team adds Skate Scaldi. Talk to me about what you think he's going to bring to the group.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I saw him play in PD at the beginning of the year. Not a little guy. He's average size, skates well. I think his game is gritty and being physical, and I think he will scrap every now and then, which is good. Which is kind of what we're kind of missing as far as a little pushback from our team. So looking forward to see what he can bring to the table.
Looking ahead to this week, you take on the Blue Ridge Bobcats for 2, and then you go back to Athens. The last time you faced Blue Ridge, it was a weekend of blown leads. How do you rectify that going into this?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's been kind of the story kind of all year. We get up and we get rolling. I think Athens, we were up a couple goals as well, type thing. And, I don't think Blue Ridge has quite the firepower as Athens or Monroe. And again, it just comes down to consistency. And you know what, we got to learn to play with a lead, and we got to learn to manage the puck again. I sound like a broken record, but that's basically what it is.
On the note of Athens, yes, when you faced them on New Year's Eve, you did lose 6-5 in the shootout, but I would argue you carried the pace of play in that game. Does that just give you a little bit of confidence going into Sunday that you could take them down in their barn?
Well, you know what, I mean, there's a lot of misconceptions throughout our game. And really, I mean, I want everybody to think we're a terrible hockey team, that we can't win and all that stuff, because I know better. I know that we can play with anybody in the league, and it's just a matter of fine-tuning. And this week in practice, it's all about little things. And you know what, we're not in the playoffs now, but at the same time, we're fighting to be in the top echelon kind of thing. So we want to start playing that, not playoff hockey quite yet, but at the same time, it's all little things. Not being lazy. I think you practice how you play. We tend to do a lot of repetition in practice. Now, that repetition is good and bad. The repetition, we're doing this again. Well, we're doing this again, but you got to do it properly, and your timing and your markers on where you are on the ice dictates what plays you're making and what to execute. And I'm a defenseman breaking out, and I'm doing a reverse. Well, I get the puck in the corner, and I reverse it in the corner. I haven't brought anybody with me and bring everybody on this side of the ice, as opposed to skating hard to the net. The first post is your first marker, and you got to get that first post to reverse the puck, to have the defending team come with me this way. And we tend to, coach said reverse it. We're just going to reverse it here, and it's sloppy, and it's you haven't brought anybody over there, and that little thing is a big thing. Wingers, we're breaking out. I stop at the top of the circles on the wall as opposed to the hash marks. That's the difference between getting the puck on your stick or in your feet and not being able to handle it. That matters. Little things throughout the whole concept matters, and that's what we worked on all week in practice.
How do you feel like the team is grasping those little things, especially this week?
Well, I mean, they all shake their head and they all say they got it. And we will see over the weekend.
Coach, here's your fun question of the interview. What is your favorite song of all time?
Oh boy, I'm an oldie guy. Probably not too many people have heard this. It's called IOU. I forget who sings it, but it's the slowest song you can possibly think, and it's basically a son owing their mother for doing all the little things that made him who he is today. And it's a good one.
That's
Look
wonderful.
it up.
A song with some meaning. If anybody knows the artist behind IOU in the YouTube live chat watching this interview, please let us know. Coach, thank you for your time and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
An orthopedic injury doesn't mean you have to spend hours in the ER. Houston Urgent Ortho now offers orthopedic urgent care 6 days a week. At Houston Urgent Ortho, see an orthopedic specialist for your fracture, sprain, strain, or pain. Everything you need for your orthopedic injury is here, because orthopedics is all we do. Go straight to the specialist. Go to Houston Urgent Ortho.
The Columbus River Dragons are back inside of the Dragons' Den to take on their division rivals, the Baton Rouge Zydeco, on Saturday, January the 24th. Don't miss this heated divisional matchup with the puck dropping at 7:05 p.m. Grab your tickets now at the Columbus Civic Center box office or by visiting ourdragons.com for more information. Be there at the Dragons' Den and bring the noise for when Columbus battles Baton Rouge.
Vectorply Corporation is a world-leading manufacturer of carbon, fiberglass, and Kevlar composite fabrics located in Phoenix City, Alabama. Our customers depend on us to produce iconic brands such as Malibu and Nautique boats, Cub Crafter airplanes, and the historic C8 mid-engine Corvette. Even the light poles surrounding the Columbus Civic Center were produced by a Vectorply customer using Vectorply fabrics. If you're looking for an exciting career with a growing manufacturer located right here in the Chattahoochee Valley, visit our website, Vectorply.com, to learn more about Vectorply and our opportunities.
Let Shredaway, a division of the Overby Company, take care of all your document shredding needs. We can design a custom shredding program for your business today. No need to purchase equipment, no maintenance expenses, no need to prepare records for destruction, increase employee productivity, increase security, no worry. Was it really destroyed? Right now, all new customers can receive 10% off. Shredaway, a division of the Overby Company, locally owned and operated in downtown Columbus. That's Shredaway, 706-577-9668.
A warm welcome back to the Columbus Civic Center. Liam Godimer back here with you, not too far away from puck drop as the Blue Ridge Bobcats make their first trek to the Columbus Civic Center this season, their first and only trek tonight and tomorrow, the last two head-to-head games of the season between the River Dragons and the Blue Ridge Bobcats in this building. With that, let's now take you to the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by our friends over at Zelmo Zip-In. Let's take a drive around the Federal Prospects Hockey League on this Friday, January the 9th. We will kick off our drive in Athens. It's 1-0 Rock Lobsters over the PD Ice Cats in the first period. Watertown and Danbury, that game has yet to begin. Binghamton and Twin City, the same there as well. Of course, right here in Columbus, the Blue Ridge Bobcats come to town. The Baton Rouge Zydeco taking on the Monroe Moccasins. That puck drops at 7:05 p.m. Central Time, 8:05 Eastern. And at the same time, it's Topeka and the Biloxi Breakers. That concludes the out-of-town scoreboard. As always, brought to you by our friends over at Zelmo's Zippin'. With that, let's take a look at how the River Dragons are lining up tonight. The first line is Tyler Barrow, Cody Wickline, and Alex Dorjahan. A warm welcome back to Alex, who makes his return after a stint on paternity leave. Ryan Hunter, Joetten Blacksmith, and Kyle Moore, the second line. The third line, Kevin Sabad, Alexander Jemayev, and Skate Scaldi, who wears number 37, the newest Dragon. The lone extra forward is number 28, Ryan Galvin. The six defensemen remain unchanged. Lucas Texmo and Kirk Underwood paired up with one another. Mike Wynn and Josh Colton the same. And the final pair, it's Brody Thornton and Justin Summerer. In goal for your River Dragons tonight, it's Trevor Babin, backed up by number 35, Tyler Roy. That is how the River Dragons are lining up this evening, as once again they take on the Blue Ridge Bobcats. The puck is expected to drop in exactly 5 minutes from now. With that, we'll send it to one last commercial break. Then when we come back, the River Dragons will get introduced to the crowd here on the Chattahoochee River.
Hey, grab me one too.
Listening tonight's starting lineup for your Dragons. Starting on defense from New Ipswich, New Hampshire, number 23, Justin Summerer. Also on defense from Clinton Township, Michigan, number 65, Brody Thornton. At forward, give a big welcome to Columbus, the number 37, Skate Scaldi. Also at forward, from Creston, British Columbia, number 71, Alexander Jemayev. And at forward, from Budapest, Hungary, number 74, Kevin Sabah. Between the pipes tonight for your Dragons, Piedmont Community Imaging Northside. She's accompanied by Shannon Durham, who has really served as the Director of Operations at Piedmont Community Imaging for the past 37 years. All right, Shannon and Bailey, go ahead and drop your pucks as well. Well, the captains have vacated there. Go ahead and drop those pucks anyway. How about a big welcome to Bailey Goldsmith and Shannon Durham, our guests tonight here with the Dragons from Piedmont Community Imaging Northside. There we go. We got Kurt back. We got the captain back from Blue Ridge. Let's do this all over again. All right. All right, Bailey and Shannon, go ahead and drop your pucks. There we go. We got a legit ceremonial puck drop now with Bailey Goldsmith and Shannon Durham, both from Piedmont Community Imaging. All right, fans, pucks have been dropped, dances have been sung. One more thing left to do, and that's to welcome you for the first time to Hockey Time on the Chattahoochee!
20 minutes on the clock, both teams on the sheet. The Columbus River Dragons and the Blue Ridge Bobcats on a Friday night, live from the Columbus Civic Center. Hello everybody, Liam Godimer back here with you. Columbus playing on a Friday night wearing their red uniforms where we remember everyone deployed. They will skate from left to right. The River Dragons open up with Alexander Jemayev in the middle. The newest Dragon skates Scaldy on one of his wings. On the other wing, it's Kevin Sabad on defense. It's Brody Thornton with Justin Samaro. In goal, it's Trevor Babin, who wears number 72 and raises his right hand to secure the first icing of the game 15 seconds in. It'll be a face-off to the side of the Bobcat netminder, Anthony Schrum. That's an opponent icing, which as always is brought to you by our friends over at Air Force Heating, Air, and Plumbing. The Bobcats, they're wearing their white uniforms with the gold letters and numbers along the back and on the sides. The nameplate color is actually black for Blue Ridge. They come into this game with a record of 10-15, 1-1-0. They have 33 points. They are fourth in the Empire. As Kevin Sabad, the fire starter of the night, in his own end. He will get it out. Alexander Jemayev takes a hit. And now with the puck dropped officially, a special congratulations to Jim. Congratulations to Alex. That first unit heads off, and it's replaced by, well, Kyle Moore, Ryan Hunter, and Joetten Blacksmith. Hunter surrenders possession there, and the one-handed tip by the captain of the Blue Ridge Bobcats. That's Danny Martin will thread it into Columbus territory. The River Dragons entered tonight's game 12-9, 2-2-1. They have 44 points. They lost all 3 games last week, 6-5 in a shootout on New Year's Eve as Trevor Babin makes a chest save, and then lost the subsequent 2 contests in Monroe, Louisiana to the Moccasins. Now back at home with a chance to gain standings points. Of course, taking on an out-of-division foe tonight. But every win helps, and hopefully Columbus able to get one in regulation this evening. We're a minute 20 into the game. Trevor Babin, 5-4-1 entering tonight's contest. A 3.51 goals against average and an .897 save percentage. Babin, as always, is backed up by Tyler Roy. On the other side for Blue Ridge, as we have an elongated stoppage. That's Anthony Schrum, number 83, the Michigan native, 26 years old, faced the River Dragons in Wytheville when the Bobcats and the River Dragons went toe-to-toe earlier this year. Let me tell you, I would make the argument that the game he started, Anthony Schrum, was the best player. Off of the face-off, Joetten Blacksmith will jump on it. He's got Ryan Hunter to his left wing. Hunter sends it right back. The hop around from Blacksmith, he attempts to find the trailer in Hunter. Instead, it's taken over by Nikita Kozarev. Who's the Pest of the Game, brought to you by our friends over at Cook's Pest Control. And the Bobcats are offside, which as always is brought to you by our friends over at Old School Barbershop. Do you need a little bit off your sides, do you? Well, appointments are required. Book online through Instagram, Facebook, or by visiting www.oldschoolbarbershop.com. Shop spelled S-H-O-P-P-E. Babin out of his net. He can't stop the puck. On the ice now, helping to defend Babin is Kirk Underwood and Lucas Texmo. Remember, it was Lucas Texmo who dropped the gloves with Malik Johnson, defending Underwood in the last game as Barrow scores! Tyler Barrow opens the scoring tonight. Let's take a second look. This all started with the returning Alex Dorjahan. That's the end of the goal. But it was Dorjahan on the right side who had taken the shot. The puck bounced off of the backboards, and Barrow picked it up and put it in.
Scored by number 8, Tyler Barrow. Assisted by number 4.
No River Dragon had more points entering tonight's game than Tyler Barrow. He finds the back of the net, beating Schrum, I believe, between the legs. The goal comes in a minute 52. It's Barrow, his 17th. And I got rudely interrupted during that goal. Lucas Texmo and Kirk Underwood. We saw, of course, Texmo stand up for Underwood after Kirk took a dirty hit to the back from Malik Johnson on New Year's Eve. It earned Malik Johnson a 1-game suspension. We'll see if the River Dragons have a distinct memory when Columbus returns to Athens on Sunday afternoon, as Babin makes a glove save and he'll get a freeze. The goal officially now is at a minute 52. It's Tyler Barrow, number 8, scoring his 17th goal of the season. He was on an 8-game point streak entering play tonight. That's now 9. The assist to Alex Storjahan. So his first shift back from paternity leave, and well, Storjahan sets up a goal. The secondary helper went to Cody Wickline, number 10. As there's a backhanded swipe towards the goal, saved by Babin. And the ricochet came out. Babin got that with the stick too. Blue Ridge averages 3.4 goals per game. They rely a good amount on the special teams. Their power play operates at 25%. Their penalty kill, though, struggles. So Columbus, if they can goad Blue Ridge to going into the box, they might have some success. As a shot from the line, that's kicked away by Babin. I had a chance to talk to head coach Jerome Boom Boom Bichard after the loss in Monroe on Saturday night, where, of course, Trevor Babin took that loss. Babin making 33 saves on 37 shots in a losing effort. What the coach told me, it hasn't just been in Monroe. It's been several starts in a row now where Trevor Babin has just been brilliant. Him and Tyler Roy. Both got roughed up a little bit in Monroe, but not due to a lack of trying. The Moccasins, they just don't stop coming. They are a deep team offensively. But both goaltenders kept their clubs in the game. Yes, Roy gave up 4 in the first period, but it was a 4-3 game after 1. Roy really settled down throughout the second and the third. As off of the face-off, a shot from the wall. That's blocked. Ryan Hunter will spring over. The one-handed chop will get it out. Sabad leaves it behind, so that allows Blue Ridge to move it up ahead. Nikita Kozarev. Down low beneath the goal line. This is number 23, Mike Mercurio. Nick Stuckless now. Kozarev. Kozarev on the left. He'll center, and that's swung and missed right in front by Mercurio. He'll go back to the top. Number 7, Daniel Klinecki. He'll go D to D. It's rolled on behind again. And now Blacksmith in his own end. He'll utilize his defense. Colton had some trouble with it. Blacksmith uses the boards. He's turned it over, and Babin makes a big stop. Babin stood up at that far post and made sure to close any room that the Bobcats may have had to score. Right back in they come, however, though. This is number 91, Pasquale Demetrio. To the blue, Klinecki, that's a hard shot from the left point, and Trevor Babin had no problem with that. Robin Erickson off of the faceoff. He's a big-bodied blue liner for the Bobcats, but he'll surrender an odd man rush here. Barrow for his second. He couldn't knock down that saucer feed from Cody Wickline. Wickline feathered it straight to Barrow. It created a good scoring opportunity. I'll harken you back to the last time these two teams played. That was in Wytheville, Virginia. The River Dragons, well, in both of those games, they held leads entering the third period. And the Bobcats in the final frame just completely flipped the script both nights. Colton will slide it across. Mike Wynn sends it right back. Those two played together for quite a long time, going back to their stints with the Motor City Rockers. It's played right to the Blue Ridge bench. Now backhanded back for the defense, and Erickson, he'll try to find an avenue up the ice. There's nothing there. Erickson has it back. A forechecker attached to him. That's Kevin Sabat. And now into the fray goes Skate Scaldi, number 37, the newest River Dragon. Scaldi takes the puck. He shoots, and it's blocked. Here's Sabat to the front. Jemaev was parked right in front of Schrum. Made life difficult as Scaldi throws the body. Texmo can't keep the puck in at the left point. That's a delayed offside. So if Columbus touches it, we'll have a stoppage. Delayed offside complete. Back on the forecheck where he was just a few moments ago. That's Kevin Sabat. Martin was going off for a line change, so he was unable to touch that puck right next to his own bench. As a result, Ryan Hunter attempts to play it to himself. The Blue Ridge did well to stay glued to their bench. That was Dustin Jesso, the former PD Ice Cat, who had made the play. So Lucas Texmo over to the half wall. Ryan Hunter with his head up just missed Kyle Moore, who was streaking down the near side flank as a high riser off of the stick of Stuckless that hits the glass. A Bobcat falls down next to a River Dragon. That was Hunter. No penalty called. Now Hunter will set up a 3-on-2. This is Moore. Moore will step around one, take a lap around the net. Kyle Moore, where's number 15? He's got Samaro at the right point, feeds it there. Samaro shoots into the catching glove of Anthony Schrum. Let's go to our first media timeout. The score is 1-0. Tyler Barrow, the reason why.
It feels like just yesterday our healing mission began. Inspired by visionaries, answering a higher calling. For 75 years, we've cared for this community, body, mind, and spirit. From checkups to life-saving heart surgery, from welcoming new life to supporting mental health and healing. For 3 generations, we've stood by your side, and our story is just beginning. Inspired by purpose, we're shaping the heart of healthcare.
We're back here on the River Dragons Broadcast Network. Hello, Liam Godimer here with you. The River Dragons and the Blue Ridge Bobcats facing off here at the Columbus Civic Center for the first time this year. A special thank you, as always, to everybody tuning in tonight on YouTube Live. And Sporfy, if you're watching there, of course. If you're just joining us, the River Dragons have a 1-0 lead. Tyler Barrow, the forward out of Massapequa, New York, a minute 52 in. The shots are 7-5 Blue Ridge. We'll have a false start on the draw, so we'll do it again. Alex Dorjahan on the draw. He fights to win it. And you can see that effort on that draw. But the Bobcats will ladle it off of the glass. Samaro for Storjahan. Barrow with conviction. He looks to the middle, and Wickline couldn't pick it up. Now this will be a 3-on-2 for Blue Ridge as they come on the counter. Demetrio has a teammate to his left. That was the defenseman, Daniel Klinecki, who had gone from the blue line straight to the goal next to Trevor Babin. So Barrow, fresh off of scoring his goal, will dump it in. Klinecki picks it up. Klinecki skates down the left wing. He leaves it behind. A 3-on-1 incoming. It's Sabad, Galvin, and Jemayev. Save made by Schrum. Sabad went for, I believe, Jemayev there. Hit Galvin's skate. Schrum still had to be ready, made the save. Jemayev a check, but the outlet clean. Danny Martin over to the left wing. Dustin Gesso will go behind the net. He takes a hit to the back from Mike Wynn. And Kevin Sabad inside of his own zone on the backhand. He'll flip it over to the near side. Gesso still there. Double teamed, but Blue Ridge has the puck successfully. It's Martin who had it for a moment. Now he doesn't. And at the far side wall, Sabad on the backhand will chop it out. The River Dragons get a change, but Dustin Gesso does not want to see this shift die. He tries to knife through the defense. How about that between the legs pass from Ryan Hunter? Kyle Moore evades a shove. He's got Hunter behind him. Hunter shoots. Schrum there to make the save, and the puck pinballed back to his 5-hole. Said 5-hole was protected for Anthony Schrum. Columbus without Joel Texmo tonight, number 95, as Hunter gloves down that puck. He'll fire! The puck nearly got behind Schrum. He wasn't too sure. And fans, as always, the first period of tonight's game on the River Dragons Broadcast Network is brought to you by our friends over at Chick-fil-A in Midland. Jewett and Blacksmith can't win the puck away from his opposition. That's Mike Mercurio. Mercurio goes up the ice. The pass instead goes to the far wing, where it's Nikita Kozarev out of Estonia. He's the best of the game. Kozarev shoots. Babin got a piece with his shoulder. Kozarev has it back. He'll take a lap around the goal over to the right point. The drive is in. That's a deflection for Blue Ridge, and 9:36. Into the game. It's 1-1. That was a deft deflection right there for the Bobcats. So difficult for a goaltender to track a puck that gets redirected multiple times before getting to you. And both goaltenders inside of the opening 10 minutes of the hockey game beaten through the 5-hole. Man, I'm good. The best of the game, Nikita Kozarev scores. Too good sometimes. Here's a slap shot from Klinecki, and Babin. He made sure to get his glove hand up and swat it behind his net. So Samaro on the backhand. It's kicked into the Bobcat zone, where Klinecki, their number 1 defenseman, will sauce it forward. This is a 2-on-1. A shot comes from the right, and Babin uses his head and his glove to make that save. Some pushing and shoving, but immediate timeout to come. The score is now 1-1. Nikita Kozarev and Tyler Barrow, the 2 goal scorers so far tonight.
What's up, you guys? What can I get you?
What's good?
2. Go for 2.
How about the 2 for $25? You get 1 that and 2 entrees, like our new grilled cheese cheeseburger.
Let's go for it.
That's right. We always go for 2.
Applebee's 2 for $25. 1 app and 2 entrees. That's eating good in the neighborhood.
In the South, there's a few things your home needs. Like you need a strong fan on a hot day.
It's so hot.
Like Friday nights need football.
Game day!
Like front porches gotta have rocking chairs.
Bye, Grandma. Bye, Grandpa.
And in the South, you need pest control you can trust to protect your home. That's why you need Cook's Pest Control.
Cook's Pest Control.
Welcome back to the River Dragons Broadcast Network. To score 1-1, I touched on the goal for Blue Ridge being scored by Nikita Kozarev. Well, he just took the shot. That deft deflection I was talking about, Mike Mercurio. For Mike Mercurio, the former Watertown Wolf, his 7th goal of the season. He now has 25 points. Tonight is his 25th game. The score is 1-1. So Josh Colton on the backhand, Wickline. A give and go with Storjahan in the middle. Barrow saw the puck vanquish off of his stick. Now Carson Gallagher over to the right. Gesso had his shot blocked by Tyler Barrow, and he'll skate out alongside Cody Wickline. Wickline knifes through 2 Bobcats. Barrow sends it down low. The stick of Schrum makes connection with the puck. At the right point, Colton makes sure to skate over, apply some pressure onto Gesso, but since he pitched up, it'll be a 2-on-1. And missing the net was Gallagher. That was a wide miss. But a couple of scoring chances here for the Bobcats. So how about Alexander Jemayev? He'll start it up playing in his 200th FPHL game. Instead, Kozarev on the backhand. Babin, I believe, got a piece of that puck with his shaft. So the Bobcats in the neutral zone. Kozarev across the ice. Throwing a check is Scaldi. But jumping right on the puck is Mercurio. There's another save made by Babin. Scaldi and Sabat in the offensive zone, but again, the transition for Blue Ridge just too much. Kozarev, he'll get thumped into the wall by Josh Colton. And now right next to the River Dragons bench, Kevin Sabat. He'll flip it north. Keeping the puck in is Blacksmith. Scaldi fires into the glove of Schrum. You can tell throughout these first couple of shifts as a River Dragon for Skate Scaldi, he's got some nice hockey sense. Let's talk about him. He's 22 years old, 6'0", 170 pounds, out of Orlando, Florida. Played with PD earlier this season. He fought Ryan Galvin. And now those 2 teammates. I had a fun chat with Ryan when Scaldi's trade was announced. Ryan happy about it. Team definitely could use some more punch as there's a big shoulder out to Hunter. Kyle Moore returns the favor. That was a clean hit there, though, from Dennis Radchenko. But whenever you hit the opposition's top guy, you can expect a response. Hunter's back up now, and A-OK. He's got the puck. Hunter, he's got a lane. Left side, a drop pass. Blacksmith will spin and send it to the near circle. That's where Kyle Moore landed, but the Bobcats took it, and they'll subsequently ice it. And that icing is brought to you by our friends at Air Force Heating, Air, and Plumbing, by the way. Of course, the River Dragons will take on the Bobcats again tomorrow night. The puck drops at 7:05 tomorrow. Barrow on the draw. The Bobcats flip it up and into the Columbus bench, so no penalty.
That's a lost and puck out of play.
No penalties so far in this game. One goal for each side, Tyler Barrow and Mike Mercurio. Danny Martin will take the face-off. He'll relinquish possession to Tyler Barrow, but again, the Bobcats the first on it. And from the defensive zone into the offensive zone, Blue Ridge comes. Storjahan lays a hit, but again, Danny Martin on the backhand beneath the goal line. Brody Thornton makes sure to skate over. He'll throw a snow shower onto his man, and now through the middle. Tyler Barrow. Samaro to his right. Samaro shoots! Missed high glove. The puck comes all the way out for Colton. He'll take a peek at his options, but he'll go to the nearer wing for Barrow. Wickline. Hot on it. Behind the net. He'll lay a hit, but Blue Ridge moves it cleanly. And the Bobcats, Robin Erickson on defense, wearing number 33. D to D, the tip from Martin. That was weak. Wickline at center. Gave it up to Martin. Here's Gesso to the net. Babin just got a piece with his blocker. Storjahan goes off for a line change. He's replaced by the line of Alexander Jemayev, Kevin Sabad, and Skate Scaldi. Remember, 1/3 of this line no longer with the team. Benjamin Pizzamenti now up in the SPHL. Congratulations to Ben. Josh Colton, right point, offensive zone. Colton received some assistance from Skate Scaldi, but he left it behind. And now Kozarev with Mercurio. Mercurio over to the right, a one-timer. They score. Nick Stuckless. Two straight goals for the Bobcats. And with 5 minutes and 24 seconds left to play here in the first period, Blue Ridge has their first lead of the night. So the goal is scored at 14:36. It's Stuckless from Kozarev. That PA announcement is incorrect. It's Stuckless from Mercurio. Mercurio made the pass across. Stuckless finished it off. Jewett and Blacksmith. He'll spring down the right wing behind the net. Blacksmith for Underwood. Kirk shoots, misses. Kyle Moore to the blue. Lucas Texmo. Kirk Underwood. Pad save. Blacksmith on the rebound. And the puck goes on top of the net. Hunter now at the side of the goal, and Schrum makes sure to cover. We'll go to our final media timeout of the first period. The score is 2-1 Blue Ridge.
What drives us to live for this game?
Yep. Here's the catch.
Do we enjoy the pain? Is it chasing greatness? Or is it passion? Teetering on madness. We're here for one simple reason. We love football. All in, all season. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, it's Bill, your foodie guy, and you know I love food, right? So we've teamed up with Mike and Ed's Barbecue in Columbus on Schaumburg Road and our friends at Pepsi Buffalo Rock to create $1 Wing Wednesday. Look what I've got here. I've got a pile of wings, I've got my celery, and I've got my free Pepsi. I'll see you at Mike and Ed's on Schaumburg Road in Columbus. $1 Wing Wednesday. See you there.
Four minutes and 33 seconds left to play here in the first period on the Chattahoochee River. The Blue Ridge Bobcats and the Columbus River Dragons for the third time this season. As Kyle Moore will take the face-off. He loses it, but Ryan Hunter still slammed a shot off of the lid of Schrum. So Kyle Moore will fight his way out of the pack. He's got Joette and Blacksmith alongside him. But a flip up into the air at center by the Bobcats. But the puck now right back into the Bobcat zone, and we have a stoppage, and we have an offside at the line.
Offside, Columbus, brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Following tomorrow night's game, Columbus hits the road for 3. They take on Athens, of course, on Sunday afternoon. The puck drops at 4:05. And then the Indiana Sentinels on the road. That should be fun. As the puck goes out of play again from the neutral zone. 15:57 into the first. The rare afternoon game coming on Sunday. That should be fun. Another opportunity to beat Athens in their own barn. As Robin Eriksson wears number 33 for Blue Ridge, the Swedish defender. He is unsuccessful in getting the puck out of the defensive zone, so Kyle Moore, he'll cut to the top. Samaro will spin back away from Gesso. He gets it deep. Blacksmith to the blue, Thornton into the glove, Schrum. Trevor Babin, 9 saves on 11 shots so far tonight. Anthony Schrum, 10 for 11. Tyler Barrow will take the face-off. Barrow may have the puck back. He does! And Schrum this time shuts it down. Barrow tried to score in a very similar spot on Schrum to where he found the back of the net previously in this first period. But this time, number 83 in white was ready, and Schrum has had a solid season for Blue Ridge. It's he and Hunter Verostek. As Wickline gets physical, as a result, the puck is freed up. Left point, flipping the puck over Barrow's head is Brody Thornton. Here's a slapper from Barrow. That misses the cage, wide to the stick side of Schrum. A chance from the wall that's intercepted by Blue Ridge. And Mercurio will collide with Brody Thornton, number 65, who is behind Trevor Babin. We have 3 minutes and counting left to play here in the first period, brought to you by our friends at Chick-fil-A in Midland. Here's Klinecki. That's kicked away by Babin. How about the extra work from Barrow to just push it off of the boards and try to lead his teammates for a 2-on-1. An odd man rush may come anyway, as Barrow with Storjahan and Scaldi, but the dump in from Storjahan hits Scaldi in the lower leg. That stung him. Reller sees the puck tip off of his stick in the neutral zone. Brody Thornton receives a pass at the near wing. Getting physical on a Bobcat is Jemayev, but he took a penalty in the process. Columbus, I believe, is heading to the floor in the core penalty kill here. Jemayev too overzealous in pursuit of the puck in game number 200. Jemayev having a conversation with the referee. Not ready to accept that call. But congratulations to Alexander. 200th FPHL game played tonight. 4th season with the Dragons, but now he's in the penalty box. And now the floor in the core penalty kill. It's a hook on Jemayev. As I touched on at the top, the Blue Ridge power play, 25%. Here's a backdoor feed. Stuckless looking for his second of the game, just swung and missed that time. Here's a one-timer from Martin. That's swallowed up by Babin. The Columbus River Dragons on the penalty kill, 82% efficient. 25% for Blue Ridge on the power play. As Mercurio, here's a blast from the right. That off of the stick of Martin. And the stick betrayed him there as the captain slams his twig onto the sheet in frustration. Blue Ridge will be on the power play for 1:24 of the 1 minute and 46 seconds that remains here in the first. That penalty on Jemayev, the only penalty of the period so far. 2 minutes for a hook taken at 17:38. The River Dragons control possession of the puck. Off of the face-off win and securing the clear is Lucas Texmo. Schrum behind his goal. He'll leave it off for a teammate. It's gloved down at center ice and subsequently slammed in by Hlavik. Gesso, the 1T was fanned on, that off of the stick of Demetrio, but the puck went straight to the right dot where an opportunity came for Blue Ridge 2. That hit the plexiglass. 55 seconds to play here in the first period. The River Dragons trail 2-1. Tyler Barrow, the only goal for Columbus this evening. Mercurio to the net. Babin gets down, makes the stop. Cleared, and now Ryan Hunter will speed around Mercurio. He cuts to the inside on him. Hunter has the puck behind the net. He'll draw 4 Bobcats his direction. And finally, the fourth one, Danny Martin, comes in and digs the puck out of the pile. Martin one-hands it over to the blue line. Now in over the attacking line is Stuckless. Out of the box comes Jemayev. 15 seconds left to go in the period. Do the River Dragons have something offensively here? This is Hunter. Jemayev picks it up, dangles to the backhand. His feed to the blue was not handled by Hunter. So Jemayev will spin back. Perhaps a buzzer beater for Thornton. He's taken down. Do we have a penalty right at the horn? I don't believe so. So the first period ends with the score 2-1. The Blue Ridge Bobcats are ahead of your Columbus River Dragons. With that, we'll send it to a commercial break. Then when we come back, I'll recap the hockey game up to this point. The Columbus River Dragons are back inside of the Dragon's Den to take on their division rivals, the Baton Rouge Zydeco, on Saturday, January the 24th. Don't miss this heated divisional matchup with the puck dropping at 7:05 p.m. Grab your tickets now at the Columbus Civic Center box office or by visiting ourdragons.com for more information. Be there at the Dragon's Den and bring the noise for when Columbus battles Baton Rouge.
Vector Ply Corporation is a world-leading manufacturer of carbon, fiberglass, and Kevlar composite fabrics located in Phoenix City, Alabama. Our customers depend on us to produce iconic brands such as Malibu and Nautique boats, Cub Crafter airplanes, and the historic C8 mid-engine Corvette. Even the light poles surrounding the Columbus Civic Center were produced by a Vector Ply customer using Vector Ply fabrics. If you're looking for an exciting career with a growing manufacturer located right here in the Chattahoochee Valley, visit our website, VectorPly.com, to learn more about Vector Ply and our opportunities.
Every day we're on the road, dedicated to servicing our community and neighbors. At Air Force Heating and Air, we're committed to your family's comfort all year round. Whether you need repairs, maintenance, or new system installation, the Air Force team is here for you, residential and commercial. Plus, we offer duct cleaning and sealant services, air quality and virus protection, and plumbing. Call Air Force Heating and Air today. Serving you is our top priority.
In the South, there's a few things your home needs. Like you need a strong fan on a hot day.
It's so hot.
Like Friday nights need football.
Game day!
Like front porches gotta have rocking chairs.
Bye, Grandma. Bye, Grandpa.
And in the South, you need pest control you can trust to protect your home. That's why you need Cook's Pest Control.
Cook's Pest Control.
Welcome back to the press box. Liam Godimer here with you. After the first period of play, the River Dragons trail 2-1 to their out-of-division foes, the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Let's talk about it. Well, the first goal of the game was scored almost right away. It came at 1 minute and 52 seconds. It was the 17th goal of the season for Tyler Barrow, number 8. The assist went to Alex Storjahan. He received the primary helper. The secondary went to Cody Wickline, number 10. I saw Barrow and Wickline practicing with one another on a day off earlier this week for the River Dragons. Love to be out there on the ice. They become super close with one another, and they team up on the first goal of the game. Of course, Wickline received the secondary assist, so you may be wondering, how did Storjahan set Barrow up? Well, Storjahan let one rocket of a wrist shot go, and he did not hit the net. It missed Anthony Schrum, but the puck bounced off of the backboards perfectly for Tyler Barrow, who was towards the left side of the offensive zone, and he slid it right through the 5-hole of number 83 in goal for the Blue Ridge Bobcats. That, of course, is Anthony Schrum. So the River Dragons jumped out to a 1-0 lead, like I mentioned, inside of the opening 2 minutes of the game. At 9:36, however, Blue Ridge would tie the game, and the goal would be scored by Mike Mercurio, number 23, assisted by Nikita Kozarev. Kozarev took the shot, Mercurio tipped it in, and the score was 1-1. That goal coming at even strength once again at 9:46, or 9:36, I should say. Then at 14:36, it would be Nick Stuckless who would score, also an even strength goal. 2 even strength markers in the period, 3 in total. 2 for the Bobcats, of course, 1 for your River Dragons. Stuckless buried that shot, and the Bobcats went up 2-1, and that's where they entered the intermission. The shots on goal after 1, officially 14-12 in favor of the Bobcats. The goaltenders, Trevor Babin, he stopped at 12 of 14, while on the other side, Anthony Schrum has denied 11 for Blue Ridge, and the score is 2-1 after 20. Let's talk about the shots on goal leaders, shall we? For the Bobcats, Daniel Klinecki has 2, Brandon Reller has 2, Mike Mercurio has 2. They're without one of their top guns tonight in Justin Daly, so certainly a spirited effort in the opening frame from the roadside. The shots on goal for the River Dragons in that first period, the leaders, I should say, Justin Samaro got 2 to the net, Tyler Barrow the same. Let's send it to a commercial break. Then, when we come back, I've got the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll take a drive around the Federal Prospects Hockey League on this Friday, January the 9th, followed by the standings entering play tonight. And before the intermission ends, everyone watching, can't wait to tell you that Saves of the Week is coming your way. In the second intermission, you'll have Hits of the Week. We'll be right back.
In the South, there's a few things your home needs. Like you need a strong fan on a hot day.
It's so hot.
Like Friday nights need football.
Game day!
Like front porches gotta have rocking chairs.
Bye, Grandma. Bye, Grandpa.
And in the South, you need pest control you can trust to protect your home. That's why you need Cook's Pest Control.
Cook's Pest Control.
Hey, it's Bill, your foodie guy, and you know I love food, right? So we've teamed up with Mike and Ed's Barbecue in Columbus on Schaumburg Road and our friends at Pepsi Buffalo Rock to create $1 Wing Wednesday. Look what I've got here. I've got a pile of wings, I've got my celery, and I've got my free Pepsi. I'll see you at Mike and Ed's on Schaumburg Road in Columbus. $1 Wing Wednesday. See you there.
It feels like just yesterday our healing mission began. Inspired by visionaries, answering a higher calling. For 75 years, we've cared for this community, body, mind, and spirit. From checkups to life-saving heart surgery, from welcoming new life to supporting mental health and healing. For 3 generations, we've stood by your side, and our story is just beginning. Inspired by purpose, we are shaping the heart of healthcare.
We are back here on the River Dragons Broadcast Network. Hello, everybody. Liam Godimer back here with you, which means it's now time for the Out-of-Town Scoreboard, which, as always, is proudly brought to you by our friends over at Zelmo Zippin. Let's take a drive around the Federal Prospects Hockey League on this Friday, January the 9th. Well, the Athens Rock Lobsters, they're taking on the PD Ice Cats in Athens. Columbus will be there on Sunday afternoon. The Rock Lobsters have a 4-1 lead in the second period. Watertown and Danbury, that game in the first period, the Wolves have a 1-0 lead over the Hat-Tricks. The Binghamton Black Bears and the Twin City Thunderbirds from Winston-Salem, 1-0 bingo in the first. Of course, here on the Chattahoochee River, the Blue Ridge Bobcats lead 2-1 over your River Dragons. Tyler Barrow, the only goal for Columbus. And 2 final games to tell you all about. The Battle of Louisiana. It's Baton Rouge and Monroe. Scoreless in the first period. You know who's not scoreless? Well, that's Topeka and Biloxi. 4 combined goals in the first already. 2-2. That game played in Mississippi. That's the Out-of-Town Scoreboard brought to you by our friends over at Zelmo Zippin. And with the Out-of-Town Scoreboard, let's take a gander over at the standings entering play tonight around the FPHL. The Continental is led by the Monroe Moccasins. Athens, 3 points behind. The River Dragons, as a result of their 3-game slide, falling further and further behind. Twin City in 4th, PD in 5th. PD unable to gain any ground tonight unless they have some miraculous comeback in the third. It's hockey. It could happen. But they're down 4-1 right now to the division, to the near division leader in the Athens Rock Lobsters. Monroe in 1st. Baton Rouge in 6th. Biloxi in 7th, and that rounds out the Continental Division standings entering play tonight. On the other side, let's take a look at the Empire. That's where we will find the Blue Ridge Bobcats, who are inside of this building playing the River Dragons tonight, obviously. Binghamton playing the Twin City Thunderbirds tonight. They have 73 points. They're 19, or 21 points ahead, I should say, of the next best team in their division. They're 9 points up on the next best team in the league, of course, that being Monroe. The Black Bears continue to roll with an .869 win percentage. Port Huron is in 2nd. They'll have to enjoy their place there because I don't think they're moving up anytime soon. Binghamton has created quite a blockade on the first spot in the Empire. In 3rd, that's the Topeka Scarecrows. They're in a battle right now with Biloxi. The score is 2-2. Blue Ridge is in 4th. They're in playoff position right now. The Bobcats 33 points, a .407 winning percentage, and they currently have a lead over the Dragons. In 5th, 6th, and 7th, let's talk about it. Danbury in 5th, Watertown in 6th, and in 7th, it's the team that the River Dragons will see, let me check my watch, just next week, the Indiana Sentinels. That's a look at standings around the FPHL entering play tonight. With that said, Let's send it to another break. Then, when we return, no more of me. I'm taking you straight to Saves of the Week, right here on the River Dragons Broadcast Network.
An orthopedic injury doesn't mean you have to spend hours in the ER. Houston Urgent Ortho now offers orthopedic urgent care 6 days a week. At Houston Urgent Ortho, see an orthopedic specialist for your fracture, sprain, strain, or pain. Everything you need for your orthopedic injury is here, because orthopedics is all we do. Go straight to the specialist. Go to Houston Urgent Ortho.
The Columbus River Dragons are back inside of the Dragons' Den to take on their division rivals, the Baton Rouge Zydeco, on Saturday, January the 24th. Don't miss this heated divisional matchup with the puck dropping at 7:05 p.m. Grab your tickets now at the Columbus Civic Center box office or by visiting ourdragons.com for more information. Be there at the Dragons' Den and bring the noise for when Columbus battles Baton Rouge.
Vector Ply Corporation is a world-leading manufacturer of carbon, fiberglass, and Kevlar composite fabrics located in Phoenix City, Alabama. Our customers depend on us to produce iconic brands such as Malibu and Nautique boats, Cub Crafter airplanes, and the historic C8 mid-engine Corvette. Even the light poles surrounding the Columbus Civic Center were produced by a Vector Ply customer using Vector Ply fabrics. If you're looking for an exciting career with a growing manufacturer located right here in the Chattahoochee Valley, visit our website, VectorPly.com, to learn more about Vector Ply and our opportunities.
Let Shredaway, a division of the Overbee Company, take care of all your document shredding needs. We can design a custom shredding program for your business today. No need to purchase equipment, no maintenance expenses, no need to prepare records for destruction, increase employee productivity, increase security, no worry. Was it really destroyed? Right now, all new customers can receive 10% off. Shredaway, a division of the Overbee Company, locally owned and operated in downtown Columbus. That's Shredaway, 706-577-9668.
As here's Mo, a 2-on-1 in deep, and Roy answers the bell. Lobsters came to Columbus. Now a New Year's Eve showdown for the first time this season. The River Dragons in the Rock Lobsters house as Babin. What a glove save! Roll the highlight tape. Presses man there. Here's a one-timer from the mid-slot. That's blocked. Jemayev can't get it out on the backhand. Albrecht patient around Samaro. Here's a net front tip. Roy there to make the save. Here's a one-timer, Roy. Another stop. Blant. Bottom of the left circle. Turner. There's a man teed up at the right. Turner shoots from straightaway. That's blocked. Albrecht. Blant. Fires off of the helmet of Roy and out of play. Balsamo to the left. Babin, 5-hole save despite getting collided into. Nice job there by Trevor Babin to close the pads. On the counter, Hagen Mo. All alone on Babin! Oh my goodness, what a save by 72 in white. The puck still loose. Babin there to whack it out of the air, and at the near post, he keeps it out. An unreal sequence of saves from Trevor Babin.
Hey River Dragons fans, today we're showing you how to get your tickets on FIVO.
Step 1, open FIVO.
Step 2, pick your game.
Step 3, choose your seats.
And you can add merch right before checkout.
That was actually really easy.
Yep, FIVO keeps everything really simple.
Get your River Dragons tickets today on FIVO.
20 minutes on the clock. Both teams on the sheet. The Columbus River Dragons and the Blue Ridge Bobcats for period 2 of 3 tonight. In the second period, the River Dragons will skate from right to left, wearing their red uniforms, tonight being a Friday, where we remember everyone deployed. Skating from left to right will be the Blue Ridge Bobcats. They're wearing their white uniforms with the black letters on the back and the gold numbers along the sides. There's some royal blue in there too. A conversation between Skate Scaldi and Brandon Reller right off of the face-off turns into nothing for now. We are underway.
Let's go, Dragons!
It's Alexander Jemayev, Kevin Sabat, and Skate Scaldi. How about that check from Skate Scaldi? Babin makes a glove save. He'll hold on to it. And now, Scaldi and Andrioli, they'll dance! Right at center ice. Skate Scaldi in his first game as a River Dragon. An uppercut. Andrioli with a response. He tosses a couple of rights. An overhand. Now has Scaldi into a chokehold. He remains on his skates. And ragged out. All down to the ice goes Scaldi. He pumps up the crowd. And most importantly, he is benched too. He'll go straight to the locker room. Skate Scaldi with a high five for a fan as he heads off. I think fans are going to like the newest River Dragon. That's just my opinion. We saw the conversation between Scaldi and Reller, but it's Andrioli who fights him. The former River Dragon, Carson Andrioli, played 27 games here. Brody Thornton, can he start something here? Getting down a Bobcat right in front of Anthony Schrum. Andrioli had 11 points in 27 games with Columbus during the 2023-24 season. Now in his third season as a Bobcat. He had 118 penalty minutes in 51 games last year for Blue Ridge, so not an uncharacteristic display. As Hunter will spring Blacksmith north. Shooting is Ryan Galvin, Schrum, the stop, and the smother. Andrioli, 6'1", 195 pounds. Skate Scaldi, 6 feet, 170 pounds. Scaldi just acquired this week. Kyle Moore will take the face-off at the far side circle. He does not control off the face-off. Blue Ridge, they've been quick tonight and effective in transition. As Mike Wynn behind the goal, he'll take a stick check. Wynn will go to the half boards near side of the ice. Hunter can't dig it out. A chance comes to Babin. That was Kozirev who had the opportunity. Right now, the style of play from the Blue Ridge Bobcats, causing the River Dragons to struggle offensively. They have 13 shots tonight. But to say that they've carried the pace of play would be a fib, as we have another save, this time by Schrum, a minute 59 in. Keep an eye on Skate Scaldi, see if he comes back into this game.
Let me hear you, Columbus!
5 minutes each for fighting, taken at 22 seconds. Right at center ice, Tyler Barrow could not one-hand it ahead, so instead it comes behind Babin. Texmo has to move it quickly because he knows a Bobcat is going to be all over him, and that's exactly what happened. Now Texmo has it once more, and he'll execute the air flip. Now Reller. Save made by Babin. We have a stop. One of the linesmen blew the play dead. The faceoff will come outside of the blue line. It was an offside on Blue Ridge. So Danny Martin, Carson Gallagher, a slap shot from the right circle. That hits the mesh. As off of the defensive zone face-off, the River Dragons will get it out to the middle. Kevin Sabat, he's the fire starter of the night. Tried to catch Lucas Texmo in stride, but couldn't. Of course, it was Lucas Texmo that helped to set up the only goal for the River Dragons in their last game against Monroe. That came off the stick of Tyler Barrow in the first period. As spinning and attempting to shoot is Gesso. He'll get the puck back now as pressure comes from Galvin. He'll ladle it beneath the goal line, and a penalty taken on Blue Ridge. That'll be 2 minutes for a high stick. Columbus will go to the Public's power play for the first time tonight. Will this be 2 or 4? It'll be just 2. As Carson Gallagher heads off. Gallagher playing in his 9th game as a Bobcat. He heads to the sin bin, got the stick up high. Columbus on the power play, 25% efficient, while on the penalty kill, Blue Ridge sitting at just 78%. Babin way out of his net. Slides to stop the biscuit, and a between-the-legs feed from Kirk Underwood to Alex Storjahan. Storjahan has his pass deflect. Hunter blows a tire, and as a result, Blue Ridge overtakes, and they'll dump it in behind Babin again. It's now the captain, Kirk Underwood. He'll leave it off for Tyler Barrow. Banked off of the far boards. Here's Ryan Hunter, number 88. Hunter waits for some help. He'll go down low for Underwood. Negated by the Bobcats and sent all the way down. In my opinion, this is really where the River Dragons have a good opportunity to tie the hockey game. 25% efficient on the man advantage. The penalty kill, not Blue Ridge's specialty by any means. And Alex Storjahan, who has the puck back with the Dragons. Josh Colton. The blue liner, 32 years old, out of Los Angeles, California. He'll go to the top where he usually stands for Tyler Barrow. Barrow sends it back, rink wide, Colton, Wickline does not shoot. His pass attempt was closed off. Wickline will take a lap around the goal. Colton now firmly at the near side point. He'll dish it off for Wickline, who's at the outer edge of the left circle. At the goal line, Storjahan for Blacksmith, who scores! Alex Storjahan fed it to the front. Jewett and Blacksmith buried it. Jewett and Blacksmith on the power play ties this game up at 2 goals apiece. The primary helper went to Alex Storjahan. So Galvin behind the goal. He's pressed up to the boards by number 5. That's Zach Ross on defense for the Bobcats. Here's Brody Thornton at the left point. Now at the right point, Samaro shoots. That took a redirect off of a River Dragon and went high over the goal. Galvin keeps it in. Here's Kevin Sabat for an oncoming Thornton. The puck bounced on him. Sabat from behind a Bobcat who attempts to get out of the zone. He could not take the puck, so as a result, Gesso gets a chance. No match for Trevor Babin. We'll be right back to the River Dragons Broadcast Network. A power play goal has tied the game.
Hey, play for an ultra?
We playing for ultras? Brace you for an ultra?
Put an ultra on it. Don't forget, there's ultras on the line. Woo! I didn't.
Michelob Ultra, superior like beer.
Hey, grab me one too.
Minutes and 34 seconds into the second period. Liam Godimer back here with you, proudly broadcasting on the River Dragons Broadcast Network. I hope all of you are enjoying coverage of tonight's game as the River Dragons take on the Bobcats for the third time this year. We have a false start on the faceoff. We'll do it one more time. Tyler Barrow scored the first goal of this game. Blue Ridge responded with 2 of their own to close out the first period. Here in the second, the only tally has gone to Jewett and Blacksmith on the power play. And all of that, I would be remiss if I did not mention that the momentum back squarely in the favor of the River Dragons due to Skate Scaldi and his tilt with the former River Dragon Carson Andrioli, which came, once again, just 22 seconds into the period. As 2 bodies go flying. They were both River Dragons into the far side corner, the offensive zone. So now a 2-on-2. Babin out of his net. He'll throw it with conviction over to the far side wall, and Columbus cannot get it past the blue line. Here comes a grade A scoring chance behind the net, the centering feed. What a defensive play there by Columbus coming back. A combination of Blacksmith and Wynn. Mercurio to the left. Shooting is Klenecki. That winds up behind Babin. Kozarev. He's thrown right into the far side glass by Wynn. Kozarev still shoved around by Wynn. Somehow he remained on his skates. That was impressive for the forward out of Estonia to just remain on his feet despite Mike Wynn really tossing him around like he was nothing. The puck's still behind Trevor Babin. This forecheck pressure from the Bobcats has given Columbus fits, at least at even strength. Ryan Hunter will try and change that. The Bobcats get physical with him. Hunter still has it. To the near side of the ice, unable to keep it in, is Lucas Texmo, and now we have another fight brewing. Ryan Hunter and Robin Erickson. They were talking, then the puck came to Erickson, and he was like, oh, I can't talk. I'll just touch the puck and try to make something happen here. I wholeheartedly hope that the Skate Scaldi fight, not the only one that the River Dragons and the Bobcats have in store for the fans this weekend. So Lucas Texmo, who wears number 6. And Aminasing Ontario plays alongside his brother Joel. Joel not in the lineup tonight. Lucas dumps it down. The puck Bounces off the end board. Schrum stops it with his stick. And now perhaps this will be a 1-on-2 as Reller was beaten to the biscuit. Nicely done there by Josh Colton, who will try and set up an offensive scoring opportunity. Cody Wickline pulls up with his head up. Barrow shoots. Deflected away. Storjahan, Barrow. Barrow back for Storjahan, who had a Bobcat take him right down. No penalty there. And I believe the referee saying that the puck was deflected out of play, so we have no delay of game. Tyler Barrow and Lucas Texmo upset about that. There could have been 2 penalties on that last shift. Skate Scaldi will have an offensive shift here, where he doesn't have to fight and doesn't have to start in the defensive zone. The faceoff will come straight to the blocker side of Anthony Schrum, making his second start against the River Dragons this season.
Let's go Dragons!
Ross will dump it. Stepping up is Brody Thornton. Skate Scaldi moves his feet. Scaldi has a man to his left and his right. He'll go to his left where Jemayev will shoot. That's halted in front by Carson Gallagher, and now the Bobcats on the rush. Babin kicks that right pad emphatically, and then stops the follow-up with his glove. The goal for the River Dragons here in this second period came at 4:35. Joetten Blacksmith, number 46. A power play goal, is 6th of the season. That's now 5 out of 6 goals for Blacksmith this year that have come on home ice. I think he likes playing here. The assist to Alex Storjahan and Cody Wickline as a blocker save made by Babin. Storjahan and Wickline, by the way, teaming up on both of the assists in tonight's game as Babin makes a glove save on a shot from the blue line. A low event second period so far. 3-2, the shots on goal in favor of Blue Ridge. Low event, of course, outside of the power play goal in the fight, that is. So actually kind of eventful. I take back what I said. But in terms of the shots on goal and the scoring chances, low event. Joetten Blacksmith, what does number 46 have for an encore? He dances around one, relinquishes possession. Blacksmith still hot on it, but Blue Ridge able to get it out, and they have not iced it. So a quick up from the River Dragons defense. That was win for more. Tipped on along by Storjahan. He'll lay a check, free up the puck. Storjahan falls down in between the 2 Bobcats who were behind Anthony Schrum. And now over to the left wing side, skating in will be Blue Ridge again. Babin makes the stop. That came off the stick of Demetrio, number 91. Brandon Reller out there too, as is Mike Mercurio. But Tyler Barrow will play the puck to himself, and we have a stop behind the play. Trevor Babin came all the way out to center ice. That was because he thought he was able to come out, or come to the bench rather, in favor of the extra attacker. Kirk Underwood nabbed for interference. Kirk hitting, or not Kirk, excuse me. Kirk went to the box, but, or Kirk skated towards the box, but Wynn the one who takes a seat in it. Interference on Wynn. He hit a Bobcat when he didn't have the puck. That's the reason why. Back to the Flooring Decor penalty kill we go. That's the second minor penalty of the game for the River Dragons. Alexander Jemayev went off for a hook at 17:38 of the first. So Danny Martin, he'll swing left, pull up against Underwood. Cody Wickline comes over to the far corner too. And now Underwood with a chance to clear, kept in. Underwood has another chance, still kept in though. That's Klinecki, who goes down low for the captain, Martin. Now Mercurio at the right point. Mercurio drives in, takes a peek at his options, tries to thread it through the seam, but the puck bounces. And the aggressiveness from Underwood will secure the clear and earn himself and his line mates a much-deserved change 60 seconds in to the penalty kill, which as always is brought to you by Flooring Decor. Demetrio leaves it off for a teammate. Now over in the left wing corner, played back to the top. Levac shoots. He hit the back glass. Samaro will roll it around the far side boards, but kept in again by the Bobcats, who have done real well containing the offensive zone. Reller's pass to the left point completely missed its intended receiver. So the puck comes back to Schrum, and the River Dragons with one last successful shift needed on the penalty kill to ward off the Bobcat power play. Gallagher, his pass taken by Galvin. How about that patience from Galvin? And oh baby, Brody Thornton leveled at center ice, and he may have taken a hit up high there. Barrow immediately skates over to the Blue Ridge player. Tough to make a determination without seeing the replay, but in real time it looked high to me. Most definitely a minor penalty. Will it be anything more? Let's go to a media timeout. I will have the answer to that question when we return.
It feels like just yesterday our healing mission began. Inspired by visionaries, answering a higher calling. For 75 years, we've cared for this community, body, mind, and spirit. From checkups to life-saving heart surgery, from welcoming new life to supporting mental health and healing. For 3 generations, we've stood by your side, and our story is just beginning. Inspired by purpose, we're shaping the heart of healthcare.
2 minutes on the penalty clock for the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Columbus still has 8 seconds on there. Mike Wynn serving the remainder of his minor for interference. Right now it's listed as a 2-minute minor for a rough. The hit came from number 71, Seth Bacon. Bacon with quite a bit of sizzle on that check. This will be a Publix power play for Columbus when the 8 seconds comes off of the clock. That's why I didn't want to call it dirty right in the moment, because I didn't think it was to the head area, but I think it definitely warranted a rough. Key for Columbus to grab possession here off of the faceoff. They don't do that. So now if you're Blue Ridge, you play a game of keep away. Instead, this will turn into a scoring chance, and Babin to save the rebound, and Babin swims over to the near post. Oh my. Storjahan now shoots. That goes off of the collarbone of Anthony Schrum. Columbus already with a power play goal in this period. Barrow through the seam. Hunter to Underwood. Underwood, good stick work to step away from a Bobcat. Underwood has it back now as Hunter's hurl got blocked. Barrow zips it. Hunter. Barrow His pass back where it came from. Took a tip off of a Bobcat all the way out. And now it's turned over. And now here comes Carson Andrioli. Underwood, the only player there to defend outside of the goaltender. And Kirk did a nice job. Stop that scoring chances. Kirk Underwood will skate in with conviction. Underwood at the left point. Now down to the goal line, Barrow. Barrow, Storjahan! Schrum up to the task. Columbus's first unit heads off.
Let's go Dragons!
Outside of Moore and Barrow. Blacksmith now out there with Colton and Sabad. Moore heads off. 20 seconds to go on the Public's power play. Babin on the backhand. Sabad had trouble handling it. Now he'll speed his way through center. Sabad has Wickline with him. Wickline behind the net. Cody Wickline far corner. Wickline feathers it through. A backhander saved by Schrum in the rebound. He's stonewalled the Dragon at the left post. As out of the box comes Bacon. Bacon goes off for a line change. Now driving past the River Dragons defense again will be the Bobcats. That's the third time in this period they've done that. Third time in the last 5 minutes that somebody down either wing has just skated right past the River Dragons defense, cut to the inside, gained body position, and had gotten a grade A scoring chance on the goaltender. And now that's a tough turnover by Blacksmith and a goal. My goodness. You knew that was coming, really. Blue Ridge all over Columbus. And now, with some choice words, that's Dustin Gesso. Swinging his stick. (3-2), the Bobcats lead. I can almost hear their other announcer through my headset. We love you, Brett. But he definitely gets animated over there. It's the greatest game on earth, though, so I don't blame him. Dustin Gesso scored the goal. And what do we got here? Want to look at the iPad? Nope. All right. And with the way this game has gone tonight, this result is to be expected. Two false starts on the faceoff. Everybody in this building is frustrated right now. Columbus has 18 shots and 2 goals, but
Blue Ridge goals scored unassisted by number 14, Dustin.
It's been difficult tonight for sure in all 3 zones. And you know, I mentioned that the one saving grace for Columbus tonight, despite not having a lot going on offensively, could be the special teams, but the power play, you get that goal from Blacksmith, but not a lot of grade A looks. Not a lot of prime scoring chances. All of those tonight have come from Blue Ridge. Andrioli, he'll throw the puck through the legs of Samaro. Babin had to be ready again at the far post. Lucas Texmo, number 6. Near wing, Alexander Jemayev. On the backhand, he'll flip it over the stick of Hlavak. Justin Samaro now behind the net firmly. Scaldi centers. It pinballs around. Losing his twig was Justin Samaro. He'll skate to the center ice logo and pick it back up. Stuckless now leaves it off to the trailer, and Kozarev, who shoots and misses high glove on Babin. 4:20 left. Stuckless for his second of the game. Babin stops play. Let's go to a media timeout. 3-2, the Bobcats lead on the Chattahoochee.
Every day we're on the road, dedicated to servicing our community and neighbors. At Air Force Heating and Air, we're committed to your family's comfort all year round. Whether you need repairs, maintenance, or new system installation, the Air Force team is here for you, residential and commercial. Plus, we offer duct cleaning and sealant services, air quality and virus protection, and plumbing. Call Air Force Heating and Air today. Serving you is our top priority.
Four minutes, 14 seconds left to play here in the second period. Thank you so much to everybody watching tonight's game for joining us. As we've just honored our hometown hero here on the Chattahoochee River, a special thank you. Not just tonight, but every night to our hometown hero. This evening, a Friday night where we remember everyone deployed. So far in this second period, we've had a fight. That was Skate Scaldi and Carson Andrioli right at center ice. We've had a power play goal from Joetten Blacksmith for the River Dragons. But Blue Ridge have taken the lead right back as Dustin Gesso took advantage of a defensive zone turnover. Dustin Gesso, the former PD Ice Cat. A veteran around this league, 33 years old, certainly knows how to play against this year's edition of the River Dragons. He's had a lot of chances. Mike Wynn collides with Gallagher. Gallagher took the worst of that. Schrum makes the catch on a puck that would have most definitely gone wide. The River Dragons trying to avoid losing their fourth straight game tonight. 6-5 loss in a shootout on New Year's Eve to Athens, then 2 straight defeats at the hands of the Monroe Moccasins on the road. And here tonight, back on home ice, down 3-2 to Blue Ridge. What does Tyler Barrow have to say about that? A quick tap from Colton for Storjahan through the middle. Now Wickline left side. He'll feather it through. A backdoor tap. Backdoor backhand. Barrow scores! How about that passing by the River Dragons? Tyler Barrow goes top shelf. Nice job by Barrow in tight. To be able to have the wherewithal to pull the puck to the backhand and lift it over Schrum's glove. The score is 3-3 with 3:25 to play in the middle frame.
He shoots! River Dragons goal scored by number 8, Tyler Barrow.
Ryan Hunter for a chance to take the lead. Hunter, Blacksmith ran into a pile of players. The goal comes at 16:34. Barrow scores it, and pretty passing. Got the puck to Barrow. In a sweet scoring space. Barrow is second of the game. He now has 18 goals. For most teams, he would have the team lead in goals. Well, most teams don't have Ryan Hunter. 21 goals for Hunter, playing in his 22nd game of the season tonight. Samuro, Blacksmith in between the circles, up ahead. It's denied by Erickson, who at the middle will send a short pass for a teammate. Now spinning away from one is a Bobcat. In some open space, they'll whip it rink wide, but now Ryan Hunter could not go off to the races. Rink wide, Mercurio looking for a tip. None there. And now Hunter has more. Tape to tape. Moore had a Bobcat come to him, attempted to lay a hit, and well, Kyle Moore sent him right down. That was Robin Erickson. He is not a small player. As Galvin shoots, that's a stick save made by Schraub. The River Dragons starting to generate more offensively here. Galvin for a cutting Sabat, nothing going on there. Texmo will punch it out to the neutral zone. Galvin will spin one way, now the other. He takes a hit to the body. And now, numbers again for Blue Ridge. It's Gesso, Gallagher, the backhand, and Babin kept it out. Klinecki winds up and shoots. Babin, one save and then another. Gallagher in front, and the net front tip from Martin. He was on his offhand. And it's flipped out into Bobcat territory. Sorry, I'm hearing the ebbs and flows of the other broadcaster through my headset. There's a redirect. There's a save. A cross check to the back. Gesso went head first into the boards. He gets right back up. Still in the offensive zone. Martin. A shot from the wall. Babin sees that puck fly wide. That was Radchenko, number 11, who had taken it. 45 seconds left. Wickline will skate out alongside Storjahan and Underwood. Underwood shoots, and Schrum sends it all the way out into the neutral zone. Kirk Underwood bidding for his third goal of the season. As that bid misses Babin. Here's Reller shooting. That is closed off by Wynn. And now Wickline from behind the red line with speed, Tyler Barrow. Barrow on hat-trick watch. Barrow dishes it off with 10 seconds. And now it's the Bobcats who have a chance at a buzzer beater. Andrioli has a man behind. He gets it there. A backdoor feed intended for Gallagher, who was parked in front of the net. Closed completely off by the Dragons. And we will head into the final frame with the score 3-3 on the Chattahoochee River. Let's send it to a commercial break. Then when we come back, I'll recap the hockey game up to this point.
In the South, there's a few things your home needs. Like you need a strong fan on a hot day.
It's so hot.
Like Friday nights need football.
Game day!
Like front porches gotta have rocking chairs.
Bye, Grandma. Bye, Grandpa.
And in the South, you need pest control you can trust to protect your home. That's why you need Cook's Pest Control.
Cook's Pest Control.
Hey, it's Bill, your foodie guy, and you know I love food, right? So we've teamed up with Mike and Ed's Barbecue in Columbus on Schaumburg Road and our friends at Pepsi Buffalo Rock to create $1 Wing Wednesday. Look what I've got here. I've got a pile of wings, I've got my celery, and I've got my free Pepsi. I'll see you at Mike and Ed's on Schaumburg Road in Columbus. $1 Wing Wednesday. See you there.
It feels like just yesterday our healing mission began. Inspired by visionaries, answering a higher calling. For 75 years, we've cared for this community, body, mind, and spirit. From checkups to life-saving heart surgery, from welcoming new life to supporting mental health and healing. For 3 generations, we've stood by your side, and our story is just beginning. Inspired by purpose, we are shaping the heart of healthcare.
A warm welcome back to the River Dragons Broadcast Network. Hey there, I'm Liam Godimer, your play-by-play broadcaster. After 40 minutes of play, your Columbus River Dragons and the Blue Ridge Bobcats, for the 3rd time this season, are tied 3-3. Let's talk about the game so far. Well, the first goal of the game came 1 minute and 52 seconds into the first period. It was Tyler Barrow who scored his then 17th goal of the campaign. It was Alex Storjahan playing in his first game in his return from paternity leave who had set up the goal. He took a shot from the right side. The puck bounced off of the end boards straight for Tyler Barrow, who slid it right through the 5-hole of Anthony Schrum, the goaltender wearing number 83 for Blue Ridge, to put Columbus ahead 1-0. With that said, before the opening frame was out, the Bobcats would score twice. The first goal would come on a deflection scored by Mike Mercurio. The shot was taken by Nikita Kozarev. The second goal was scored by number 27 Nick Stuckless, who buried a rink-wide feed in order to give his team the lead by a score of 2-1 entering the first intermission. The shots on goal at the end of one were 14 for the Bobcats and 12 for the River Dragons. So, what would come when the two teams faced off again come the middle frame? Well, just 22 seconds in, it would be number 37. It would be the newest River Dragon. It would be Skate Scaldi, who would drop the gloves with Carson Andrioli, the former River Dragon. Those two with quite a spirited tilt that ended. And as a result, the River Dragons, well, they took the momentum in this hockey game. They would score the next goal of the game. It came off of the stick of Joetten Blacksmith on the power play, assisted by Alex Storjahan and Cody Wickline. Make it 2 assists each for Storjahan and Wickline at that point of the night. So, Blacksmith made the score 2-2. At 14:30, yes, I got the 14 right. At 14:30 of the second period, an unassisted goal after a tough turnover inside of the defensive zone, Dustin Gesso, the 33-year-old veteran of the Federal Prospects Hockey League, formerly of the PD Ice Cats, he put forth a pretty move on Trevor Babin and just slid that puck in adjacent to the near post to give the Bobcats a 3-2 advantage, a lead that they would hold until, well, the 16:34 mark of the second period, when Tyler Barrow would complete a very pretty passing play. You're starting to see that chemistry between Barrow and Wickline come to fruition. We saw it on New Year's Eve in Athens, and here on the third goal of the game for the River Dragons, they do so again. It's Barrow, his second goal of the night, his 18th goal overall this season. The assists to Josh Colton and Cody Wickline already in this game. 3 assists for Wickline in 40 minutes. The shots on goal, 13-9 Blue Ridge in the second. The total for the game is 27-21 in favor of the Bobcats, and of course the score is 3-3. The goaltenders, well, Trevor Babin has made 24 saves on 27 shots so far tonight, while on the other side, Anthony Schrum, the goaltender out of Michigan, has stopped 18 out of 21 for the Blue Ridge Bobcats. That's the recap of the hockey game up to this point. The two teams will skate at even strength when we return for the third, which comes your way in 12 and a half minutes. Let's send it to a commercial break. Then when we come back, you know what I've got. It's the Out-of-Town Scoreboard, brought to you by our friends over at Zelmo Zippin, and another peek at the standings entering play tonight.
The Columbus River Dragons are back inside of the Dragon's Den to take on their division rivals, the Baton Rouge Zydeco, on Saturday, January the 24th. Don't miss this heated divisional matchup with the puck dropping at 7:05 p.m. Grab your tickets now at the Columbus Civic Center box office or by visiting ourdragons.com for more information. Be there at the Dragon's Den and bring the noise for when Columbus battles Baton Rouge.
Ply Corporation is a world-leading manufacturer of carbon, fiberglass, and Kevlar composite fabrics located in Phoenix City, Alabama. Our customers depend on us to produce iconic brands such as Malibu and Nautique boats, Cub Crafter airplanes, and the historic C8 mid-engine Corvette. Even the light poles surrounding the Columbus Civic Center were produced by a Vector Ply customer using Vector Ply fabrics. If you're looking for an exciting career with a growing manufacturer located right here in the Chattahoochee Valley, visit our website, VectorPly.com, to learn more about Vector Ply and our opportunities.
Every day we're on the road, dedicated to servicing our community and neighbors. At Air Force Heating and Air, we're committed to your family's comfort all year round. Whether you need repairs, maintenance, or new system installation, the Air Force team is here for you, residential and commercial. Plus, we offer duct cleaning and sealant services, air quality and virus protection, and plumbing. Call Air Force Heating and Air today. Serving you is our top priority.
In the South, there's a few things your home needs. Like you need a strong fan on a hot day.
It's so hot.
Like Friday nights need football.
Game day!
Like front porches gotta have rocking chairs.
Bye, Grandma. Bye, Grandpa.
And in the South, you need pest control you can trust to protect your home. That's why you need Cook's Pest Control.
Cook's Pest Control.
Back here at the Civic Center, 9 minutes and 50 seconds until the third period begins. The River Dragons and the Bobcats tangled up in a tie game. With that, let's now take a drive around the Federal Prospects Hockey League. It's time for the Out-of-Town Scoreboard, brought to you by our friends over at Zelmo Zippin, and we will begin our drive in Athens. The Rock Lobsters ahead 6-2 over the Ice Cats in the third period. The Watertown Wolves and the Danbury Hat-Tricks. Remember when it was 1-0 Watertown? Well, it's 2-1 Danbury. In the second, the Binghamton Black Bears and the Twin City Thunderbirds. It's 2-1 Binghamton in the second period. That game tight. Of course, here in Columbus, 3-3 after 40. The Baton Rouge Zydeco taking on the Monroe Moccasins. The score is 1-1 in the second. One final game to tell you all about around the Federal Prospects Hockey League. It's 5-2 Biloxi over the Topeka Scarecrows. That's a little bit of an upset. Good for the fans over in Biloxi, Mississippi to enjoy a night of, I wouldn't say dominance, but a good night of hockey. It's been a tough season for the Breakers. They have a 3-goal lead over the Scarecrows. We'll see if they are able to hold on to it throughout the rest of the night. But that's the Out-of-Town Scoreboard, brought to you by our friends over at Zelmo Zippin. With that, let's now take a look at the standings entering play tonight. Monroe, Athens, and Columbus, the top three in the Continental, followed by Twin City and PD. The 6th and 7th place teams, that's the Baton Rouge Zydeco and the Biloxi Breakers. The Empire, the Binghamton Black Bears, they have 73 points and an .869 winning percentage. Port Huron is in second place, they have 52 points. In third, well, that's Topeka. In fourth is Blue Ridge. In fifth, Danbury. In sixth, the Watertown Wolves, who trail to Danbury tonight. And then the Indiana Sentinels, the next team out of the Empire that the River Dragons will see. Of course, Columbus taken to the road to take on the Sentinels just next week. Should be a fun game. Of course, all of those games to be broadcasted live on the River Dragons Broadcast Network. You can find me on YouTube Live. Coverage begins 30 minutes before puck drop. But that's the look at the standings entering play tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a tied hockey game. 7 minutes and 15 seconds until the puck drops on the third. We'll send it to another break. Then when we come back, enjoy Hits of the Week, brought to you by our friends over at Mark Casto Law Firm.
In the South, there's a few things your home needs. Like you need a strong fan on a hot day.
It's so hot.
Like Friday nights need football.
Game day!
Like front porches gotta have rocking chairs.
Bye, Grandma. Bye, Grandpa.
And in the South, you need pest control you can trust to protect your home. That's why you need Cook's Pest Control.
Cook's Pest Control.
Hey, it's Bill, your foodie guy, and you know I love food, right? So we've teamed up with Mike and Ed's Barbecue in Columbus on Schaumburg Road and our friends at Pepsi Buffalo Rock to create $1 Wing Wednesday. Look what I've got here. I've got a pile of wings, I've got my celery, and I've got my free Pepsi. I'll see you at Mike and Ed's on Schaumburg Road in Columbus. $1 Wing Wednesday. See you there.
It feels like just yesterday our healing mission began. Inspired by visionaries, answering a higher calling. For 75 years, we've cared for this community, body, mind, and spirit. From checkups to life-saving heart surgery, from welcoming new life to supporting mental health and healing. For 3 generations, we've stood by your side, and our story is just beginning. Inspired by purpose, we are shaping the heart of healthcare.
Let's come to an end. Jemayeff at center. How about that hit from Mike Wynn onto Greco, former River Dragon. Blant takes a big check from one of the Texmos. Joel and Lucas both in the same area. Gated. Big hit onto Underwood. He goes head first right into the boards, and here we go. Lucas Texmo wasting no time stepping up for his captain. It's Texmo against Johnson. And Texmo gets the better of number 13. That's a dirty hit to the back of Kirk Underwood, who went head first right into the boards. Lucas Texmo, 20 years old, not the biggest player out there at all. But he saw his defensive partner and his captain get brought down to the sheet in a dirty way and stepped up.
An orthopedic injury doesn't mean you have to spend hours in the ER. Houston Urgent Ortho now offers orthopedic urgent care 6 days a week. At Houston Urgent Ortho, see an orthopedic specialist for your fracture, sprain, strain, or pain. Everything you need for your orthopedic injury is here, because orthopedics is all we do. Go straight to the specialist. Go to Houston Urgent Ortho.
The Columbus River Dragons are back inside of the Dragon's Den to take on their division rivals, the Baton Rouge Zydeco, on Saturday, January the 24th. Don't miss this heated divisional matchup with the puck dropping at 7:05 p.m. Grab your tickets now at the Columbus Civic Center box office or by visiting ourdragons.com for more information. Be there at the Dragon's Den and bring the noise for when Columbus battles Baton Rouge.
Vector Ply Corporation is a world-leading manufacturer of carbon, fiberglass, and Kevlar composite fabrics located in Phoenix City, Alabama. Our customers depend on us to produce iconic brands such as Malibu and Nautique boats, Cub Crafter airplanes, and the historic C8 mid-engine Corvette. Even the light poles surrounding the Columbus Civic Center were produced by a Vectorply customer using Vectorply fabrics. If you're looking for an exciting career with a growing manufacturer located right here in the Chattahoochee Valley, visit our website, vectorply.com, to learn more about Vectorply and our opportunities.
Let Shredaway, a division of the Overbee Company, take care of all your document shredding needs. We can design a custom shredding program for your business today. No need to purchase equipment, no maintenance expenses, no need to prepare records for destruction, increase employee productivity, increase security, no worry. Was it really destroyed? Right now, all new customers can receive 10% off. Shredaway, a division of the Overbee Company, locally owned and operated in downtown Columbus. That's Shredaway, 706-577-9668.
"20 minutes on the clock, both teams on the sheet. The Columbus River Dragons and the Blue Ridge Bobcats will play the final regulation period of hockey tonight in just moments. Columbus, in this third period, will skate from left to right, wearing their red jerseys, of course. Tonight being a Friday where we remember everyone deployed. On the other end of the ice, well, that's the Blue Ridge Bobcats. They're skating from right to left. They're wearing their white uniforms with the gold numbers on the back, and along the sides, they've got black letters on the back of their uniforms. Anthony Schrum remains in between the pipes. He wears number 83, while on the other side, it's Trevor Babin, number 72. The two teams will skate at even strength. Of course, as I mentioned before, the score is tied at 3 goals apiece. 2 out of the 3 goals for Columbus have come off of the stick of the same player. That's Tyler Barrow, who now has 18 goals this season to go along with 52 points. Alexander Jemayev on the faceoff against Pasquale Demetrio. This is Liam Godimer saying, it's go time on the third period. The River Dragons will open up with Alexander Jemayev playing in his 200th FPHL game in the middle. Alongside him is skate Scaldi and Kevin Sabat. Those are the forwards. On defense for the River Dragons is Justin Samaro and Brody Thornton. Right now, it's the Bobcats who have the puck inside of the offensive zone. They go into the near corner, but Samaro will pluck that puck away and go D-to-D with the speedster in Brody Thornton. Thornton, good to see him back out there after he took that heavy hit from Seth Bacon. Here's Barrow for the hat trick. That misses wide of the glove side of Schrum. Scaldi attaches himself to the dasher. Barrow picks it up behind the net. He centers. Scaldi turns, goes rink wide for Storjahan. That puck deflected off of the stick of a Bobcat. It's zipped to the far side of the ice, still in the offensive zone for Columbus. But now the Bobcats will get it out to the middle, and they'll get a partial line change, one that they most definitely needed. We are 1 minute and 15 seconds into the final frame. Here's a 2-on-2 in tight for Blue Ridge. They'll wrap it around. That's Carson Gallagher. He couldn't hold the handle. D-to-D. A shot comes in off of the stick. I believe Philip Hlavak. That did not get through to the net. Now Wynn will get some air underneath it. Gallagher holds the line. Gallagher will go behind Babin. He's got a teammate. That's Gesso, already with a goal tonight. Babin said no. Danny Martin, the captain. Robin Erickson at the left point. That took a redirect. Babin got a piece of that with his stick. Blue Ridge still with it at the right point. Babin makes a 5-hole save on a backhanded opportunity by Martin. It comes back to the right point. How about another try? Babin makes another save. And finally, Tyler Barrow will skate it out. This is 3-on-3. Barrow has Storjahan to his right, but offside, whistled down by the linesman. That one was close. Wickline frustrated, and rightfully so, in my opinion. Remember, in Blue Ridge, or in Wytheville, I should say, when the River Dragons took on the Bobcats in their house earlier this season, this past October. The Bobcats had 2 consecutive third periods in which they outscored the River Dragons by quite a bit. Outscored and outplayed, might I add. And I asked head coach Bichard about that during Coach's Corner. He said one word: execution. Underwood executes a beautiful pass for Barrow. Excuse me, that was Hunter, who did a give and go with Texmo, 6, not 8. Now Kozarev, he'll put the spin cycle on Underwood, a save made, the rebound, Babin's on the seat of his pants. Where's the puck? The puck underneath Babin's right pad. And again, there's another moment. Things way too close for comfort for the River Dragons. The Bobcats, in many ways, having their way with the Columbus defense, especially on the rush and through transition. And then talking to Ryan Galvin earlier this week, of course, he works in the River Dragons front office, so I got a chance to talk to him a lot. So what do you see out of the Bobcats? Do you say, well, they're a pesky team. They're a team that will work hard. And they have most certainly done that tonight. Babin makes a save and he loses his stick in the process. Keep an eye on that. His stick is firmly attached to the flank. Now Blacksmith with more. Blacksmith, the trailer. Hunter shoots! Missed high. The puck dies, but it comes back to the line. Schrum the save. Throwing the body is Hunter. The puck at the near wall in the offensive end for Columbus. But Klinecki will get the clean zone exit. Klinecki to Andrioli, filtered through. How about Samaro? Sending it only as far as the center ice red line. Nicely done by Samaro, the forward playing on defense. Galvin will race over to a bouncing puck, but getting there first is Danny Martin, the captain for Blue Ridge. Left point, Erickson lets it fly, and a big shot to perhaps the chin of Erickson from Kevin Saban. Now that's being the fire starter of the night. Erickson gives it right back, but goes to the midsection of Saban instead. Don't think Kevin was expecting that. Gesso has a teammate through the middle. Now it's Martin, left wing side. Saban. And a glove save made by Schrum. .425 into the period here. Here's Storjahan at the top. He'll shoot. Schrum closes it up again. So Zach Ross, who wears number 5. He'll go to the River Dragons bench. Wynn gets tangled up with the Bobcat. Now Wynn will have to skate back, and he will get it past the line. Man, Blue Ridge's speed making things difficult for Columbus, facing an out-of-division opponent, somebody that you don't see too often. But I say that, Columbus has already faced Blue Ridge twice this season. Here's a shot from the perimeter, that off of the stick of Ross. That's blocked. Wickline in his own end. He's got Colton behind him. Colton will go side to side with Wynn. Barrow with a white stick. Cannot get it past his own blue line. Keeping the puck in is Reller. Sending it back is a teammate. Babin slides over to the left and punches that one straight aside. Now Storjahan with Wickline and Barrow. Barrow for the hat trick. Blocked. Storjahan. Underwood. Fires! Denied. Barrow again. He left the puck behind him. It's cleaned up by Blue Ridge as we approach the 6-minute mark of the third period, 6 minutes in just about 5 seconds. Ryan Hunter's been quiet tonight. Blacksmith has a goal, offside, whistled down. Hunter not happy about it, nor is Blacksmith. That would have been a grade A scoring chance if the linesman had not blown the play dead, but he did. Let's go to immediate timeout.
Hey, play for an ultra?
We playing for ultras? Brace you for an ultra?
Put an ultra on it. Don't forget, there's ultras on the line. I didn't.
Michelob Ultra, superior like beer.
Hey, grab me one too.
The faceoff will come outside of the Blue Ridge zone. If you're just joining us, the score is 3-3. This has been quite a hockey game tonight. The River Dragons and the Bobcats, for the third time this season, for the first time here on the Chattahoochee River. So thankful that everybody watching tonight's game has joined us on YouTube Live and Sportfeed. So Kyle Moore, the forward out of Charlotte, North Carolina. He's out there on the ice alongside Joetten Blacksmith and Ryan Hunter. Kirk Underwood is out there on defense alongside Lucas Texmo. Underwood skates back into defensive positioning. Texmo lays a hit at the wall. Now the puck is airborne, and who's on it? Well, it's the leading goal getter for Columbus. It's Ryan Hunter. That was offside. Texmo could not hold the line with his skate. The right call made by the official there. Skate Scaldi back out there with Alexander Jemayev and Kevin Savard. How about Skate Scaldi on defense? Samaro up front. Now they switch places. I guess just for that faceoff. That's interesting. Falling down as a Bobcat. As a result, the River Dragons keep it in. Scaldi shoots. Schrum the stop. Jemayev couldn't whack it in out of midair. Thornton tries to stick handle in a phone booth. Could not. Now Stuckless. He'll get it in deep. Samaro waves his stick and dumps it down. Schrum on his forehand. Sabad lays the body. The puck centered. Jemayev able to knock it down. Samaro right point. Now left point. It's Thornton. Schrum the save. Both goaltenders getting better as the game moves along. Of course, we saw quite a bit of that out of Schrum in Wytheville. And while Trevor Babin, well, he's always on 10. Storjahan now out there with Cody Wickline and Tyler Barrow. Remember, Tyler Barrow has 2 goals tonight. Cody Wickline has a hat trick of assists. Storjahan, Barrow! There's your hat trick! Let's take a look at Tyler Barrow's hat trick confirming goal. Here's the celebration of the hat trick confirming goal. So Barrow scored at 1 minute and 52 seconds of the first. He scored at 16:34 of the second. And the hat trick comes at 8:03 here of the third. Cody Wickline, 4 assists tonight. Alex Storjahan, 3 helpers. Tyler Barrow, 3 goals. The other 2 points, if you're wondering, Joetten Blacksmith scored the second goal of the game for the River Dragons at 4:35 of the second. And Josh Colton had the primary assist on Tyler Barrow's second of 3, which came in the second. It's 4-3 Columbus.
He shoots! The River Dragons goal, his third of the game, scored by number 8, Tyler Barrow. Assisted by number 4, Alex Storjahan, and number 10, Cody Wickline, at 8:03 of the third period.
The Bobcats to tie the game. It's Gesso. How about right there on cleanup duty, Josh Colton. Blacksmith will whip the puck to the near side. Stepping around, Robin Erickson is Kyle Moore. The Bobcats with the successful zone exit. It's Gesso for Martin. Danny Martin wears the C for Blue Ridge. He's stopped down immediately by Wynn. The puck comes close to Babin, who makes no mistake, 8:57 into the period. So for Tyler Barrow, he has scored goals 17, 18, and 19.
Up the road to the Peach Bowl currently.
53 points this season for Barrow.
Oregon 7.
Tyler Barrow entered play tonight 8 points behind CJ Stubbs of the Binghamton Black Bears. That man has got to be stopped. I mean, just every single game, this guy's just going off. Well, Tyler Barrow doing the same. A backhander from Stuckless, that does not get through to the net. From the blue line, that's blocked, and now Skate Scaldi will start an odd man rush. Scaldi across and tipped over the net by Jemayev. Scaldi has it back. The best first name on the River Dragons by far. Jemayev. Here's Sabad from a sharp angle. He'll fling it off of the outside of the net. Now Lucas Texmo backs up. And how about that defensive recovery? And now Cody Wickline. Can he add a goal to his 4 assists? Schrum makes the save. The wraparound, and Schrum dives over to the far post with his glove. The shots on goal are now 32-29 Blue Ridge. And Schrum did real well to keep the deficit at just 1 there. Cody Wickline with a 4-point night. All assists. Barrow, Storjahan pulls it to the backhand and says a headhunter over Schrum's net. Now, perhaps this will be a 4-on-2. It turns into a 2-on-1. Reller and Andrioli. Justin Samaro said, not today. Barrow inadvertently connects with his own teammate in Thornton. The puck now in a better spot, and Storjahan will tip it on ahead. Klinecki will pick it up behind Schrum. Klinecki through the legs of his teammate, that's Carson Gallagher. So as a result of that puck being freed up for just a second, Galvin punches it in. But the River Dragons at center, just beaten to the biscuit. Now Martin, he'll take a lap around the net. His pass bounces around, kept in by Andrioli, and he'll fire into the mitt of Babin. 9:17 to play here in the third. Let's head to a media timeout.
Every day we're on the road, dedicated to servicing our community and neighbors. At Air Force Heating and Air, we're committed to your family's comfort all year round. Whether you need repairs, maintenance, or new system installation, the Air Force team is here for you, residential and commercial. Plus, we offer duct cleaning and sealant services, air quality and virus protection, and plumbing. Call Air Force Heating and Air today. Serving you is our top priority.
Back underway here at the Civic Center. The puck will go out of play. 9:10 left to go here in the final frame. The River Dragons have a 4-3 lead. They have a hat trick from Tyler Barrow. The faceoff will come at center. This is Robin Erickson, who wears number 33. He'll go D to D. Now Dustin Gesso, he's got a goal tonight. Gesso will dump it in. Carson Gallagher picks it up off of the corner boards. Danny Martin has a man at the top. Shot comes in, save made. Babin, the rebound, they score, and they've tied it. It's Dustin Gesso with his second of the game. It's 4-4 with 8:51 to play. A seemingly harmless shot from the line turns into a goal. We are now tied again. Gesso now on hat trick watch after Barrow scored his third goal of the night to give the River Dragons a 4-3 lead. Now it's 4-4. Philip Hlavak and Daniel Martin, the two assists on the goal for Dustin Gesso. Alexander Jemayev at the flank offensive zone. It's picked up by the speedy Mercurio. Underwood on defense. His pass for Moore. Deflects off of Moore's stick. Bacon right next to the River Dragons bench has a teammate, that's Mercurio, who will slam it in. A wholesale line change for the Bobcats here as Underwood flips that puck into the bench. This game right back where it started, tied. For the River Dragons out there, Cody Wickline, Tyler Barrow, and Alex Storjahan. Brody Thornton, the man with the puck, and Justin Somero on defense. Ladled right into the attacking end by the Bobcats. That was dumped in with purpose. Somero for his defensive partner in Thornton. He falls down. The puck given up, a centering feed. Martin, a between the legs pass. Andrioli didn't miss that by much. So Wickline. Thornton. Wickline again. Tyler Barrow picks it up in his own zone. Across the ice, Storjahan couldn't handle. So now Klinecki at the center ice logo. This is Gallagher. He'll dip right around Somero, a tip and a save by Babin. River Dragons really need a media timeout here. Gallagher couldn't stop that pass from the outside to in between the circles. Now we have a penalty as a River Dragon hit behind the play. This will be on Blue Ridge. It's been a tough night for Brody Thornton. Columbus to the Public's power play. 6:50 left in regulation. Columbus does have a power play goal tonight. It came in the second period. It was Joetten Blacksmith. Blacksmith not out there right now. The 5 players for the River Dragons, it's Kyle Moore, Tyler Barrow, Ryan Hunter, the captain, Kirk Underwood, and the man in the middle. Taking the face-off, Alex Storjahan. Storjahan will kick it for his captain at the left point. Moore shoots! Oh, what a 10-belt denial by Schrum. Skate to stick, Storjahan. Right side, Ryan Hunter. Tied for the league lead in power play goals is Hunter. Barrow, Storjahan. Barrow has it back. Klavak gets ridden right into the corner. And the puck cleared all the way down by Stuckless and the Bobcats. Do we have Door Specialties overtime on the horizon tonight? In the box for Blue Ridge. Here's Underwood, a net front feed. Sorry to get interrupted. Barrow. Hunter, the puck goes right through the legs of Hunter, but it's kept in by Storjahan. Storjahan and Barrow both in the right wing corner. This is Hunter. Barrow's been the hot hand tonight. Hunter stick handles and loses possession. In the box for Blue Ridge is Carson Gallagher, number 88. He took the penalty. It was 2 minutes for a rough, I believe, as Wickline shoots! Schrum the save. It's gloved down into the gear of Schrum, who kept it out. Gets some taps from his teammates with half a minute of power play time remaining. The positives for Columbus tonight: Skate Scaldi, an impactful addition. Tyler Barrow still doing Tyler Barrow things. Alex Storjahan, it's great to have you back. The power play continues to come through. Already with a power play goal tonight. Still on the man advantage for 27 ticks. Josh Colton, no blue liner for the River Dragons, has more points produced than him. He's got the puck at the far flank. Cody Wickline on the outside. Here's Colton. That hits Robin Eriksson, number 33, the Swedish defenseman. Here's a one-timer from Lucas Texmo. And on the seat of his pants, Schrum makes the save. Meanwhile, a rink-wide pass zipped from Colton to Texmo. Those were the two defensemen trying to link up with one another on the power play. It does not turn into anything. And with 4:40 to go in regulation time, the River Dragons and the Bobcats remain deadlocked at 4 goals apiece. The shots 35-31 Blue Ridge. Here's Dustin Gesso, number 14. His pass to the blue, bobbled, and now Jemayev could be off to the races alongside Kevin Sabad and Ryan Galvin. Not in that moment, though.
Let's go Dragons!
A Let's Go Dragons roars from the crowd here at the Civic Center. The River Dragons and the Bobcats for the first of 2 this weekend. Brandon Reller, his pass for a teammate, did not connect. Sabad up the left wing, Scaldi could not settle. Klinecki to the neutral zone, Reller couldn't get it deep. So now Scaldi back on it. He'll bounce a puck in to Anthony Schrum, who smothers. One last media timeout in regulation time tonight. 4-4, the score.
Hey, play for an ultra?
We playing for ultras? Brace you for an ultra?
Put an ultra on it. Don't forget, there's ultras on the line. I didn't.
Michelob Ultra, superior like beer.
Hey, grab me one too.
A very warm welcome back to the River Dragons Broadcast Network. My name is Liam Godimer. I'm your play-by-play broadcaster. Allow me to set the scene for you. 3 minutes and 44 seconds left to play in regulation tonight. The score is 4-4. Tyler Barrow has 3 of the 4 goals for the River Dragons tonight. A hat trick for number 8. Continues his sparkling season in Columbus. Cody Wickline, the man you're looking at right now, 4 assists. He'll win the puck back for Justin Samaro. His pass for Wickline now is in a tight area, and now Mike Mercurio has a breakaway, and Trevor Babin! Mike Mercurio has a ton of speed. He went backhand, tried to go 5-hole on Babin. And as I've touched on so many times this season, when you're a goaltender and you have to slide from side to side, of course you're protecting each post with your pad. What does that leave open? Well, the 5-hole as Babin, another 5-hole save on the next shift. Goodness gracious. The Blue Ridge Bobcats most definitely a pesky team. They are better than their record indicates. No doubt about it. We're talking to head coach Bichard after the game tonight. I would not be surprised if he is not happy at all. Way too many turnovers. When you're playing on home ice against an out-of-division team, you would like to see the home side put the foot on the gas pedal a little bit more, but it's been the Bobcats that have done that. Kudos to the River Dragons for keeping this game tied. So Kirk Underwood, Tyler Barrow, across the ice. Right at the center ice red line, it'll be Robin Erickson. He'll swing it around with force. Barrow can't get it out of the defensive zone, so Lucas Texmo will have to backtrack in search of an option up the ice. He goes tape to tape for Barrow, who sends it right back. Barrow will back up, take Lucas Texmo's defensive place. And Texmo will join the rush, at least for the moment. He'll get it deep. Wickline on the backhand. His pass intercepted by Carson Gallagher. He tries to reverse, but Wickline still with solid energy and stick work behind the net, but the Bobcats are able to float it into the far corner, and no icing right at the last second. Would have been nice to have that call, a little earlier, so we would have known. Shaw makes a save with 2:22 to go.
Let me hear you, Columbus!
The last time the River Dragons played an overtime game, that was on New Year's Eve. They lost in a shootout to Athens. The last time they had an overtime decision, it was on the 26th of December against the Twin City Thunderbirds. The hero that night, Ryan Hunter from Tyler Barrow. 2:05 away from overtime tonight. Mike Wynn has Hunter cutting to the cage. Klinecki will send it only as far as the right wing boards inside of the defensive zone. Now Blue Ridge gets it to neutral. Colton gains body position on his man, has the puck on his forehand, looks ahead for Blacksmith, but again, Blue Ridge, as they've been doing all night in the neutral zone, stepping up. That time, it was Dennis Radchenko on defense, number 11. So 90 seconds left in regulation tonight. Sabat in his own end. Again, way too much pressure and way too cute with the puck. Here is Kozarev. Left point. Ross in some open space. Swatted aside by Babin. Mercurio leaves the puck behind. Sabat, can he make the recovery? Yes, he does. What a play there by number 74. Nicely done by the fire starter of the night. Jemayev picks up the puck in over the blue line, and that's offside. That was offside. Outside of those two aforementioned games, the River Dragons lost in overtime 6-5 to the Rock Lobsters on December the 19th. They beat Biloxi 7-6 on November the 15th. And of course, they won in the shootout on opening night against the PD Ice Cats. Offside at the line again. 51.6 seconds on the clock. The Bobcats are without their leading goal getter in Justin Daly tonight. They're led in assists and points by Brandon Reller. He is playing. And Robin Erickson on defense. If we go to overtime, you can bet your bottom dollar you'll see him out there. He's a plus 14. 40 seconds left. Kirk Underwood receives some assistance from Ryan Galvin. But despite that assistance, it's still an icing. Galvin was outside of the red line.
Old Florida is getting Twin Peaks restaurant.
Danny Martin, he's got Dustin Gesso right behind him. Jemayev wins that puck from Martin. Lucas Texmo turns it over. Here's a shot from the right. That's a kick save by Babin. Jemayev on the forehand. Lucas Texmo continues to step up. The one-handed swipe gets it to the line, but stopped right there at said blue line is Kevin Sabat. 5 seconds to go in regulation. Both Blue Ridge and the Dragons content with the extra session tonight. 60 minutes solves nothing. Let's head to 3-on-3 OT. 1 point acquired for the River Dragons in the standings. Always good to add one of those to your total, but it would be real nice if you could get 2. We'll keep it right here on the River Dragons Broadcast Network. As always, Overtime, proudly brought to you by our friends over at Door Specialties. A quick recap of the game before 3-on-3 starts. Tyler Barrow, a hat trick tonight. He scored the first, third, and fourth goals of the game for the River Dragons. The second was scored by Joetten Blacksmith, number 46, who scored on the power play in the second. That accounts for all 4 tallies that the River Dragons have put forth this evening. While on the other side, for Blue Ridge, Mike Mercurio scored on a deflection. Nick Stuckless finished off an odd man rush. Dustin Gesso took advantage of a defensive zone turnover. And then Gesso has the most recent goal at 11:09, took advantage of a juicy rebound. The River Dragons will attack from right to left in this overtime. They have Alex Storjahan, Josh Colton, and Tyler Barrow out to start. Trevor Babin in the net. Storjahan wins the draw. Possession, always key in the extra session, but Storjahan's pass up the ice. He fanned on it, so Mercurio has the puck for his team. He'll take a lap around the net. Makes the smart play and will back it up for a teammate, where it's Daniel Klinecki, who wears number 7. He's a defenseman. Klinecki for Kozarev. Ran out of real estate. Now Storjahan to Barrow. Tyler Barrow, the forward out of Massapequa, New York, already with a hat trick tonight. No River Dragon has more points produced than number 8. Barrow, Hunter. This will be a breakaway. Mike Mercurio for the win. Missed. Klinecki at center. He'll wheel right around Hunter as a glove save made by Babin. He drops the puck off as Columbus attempts to catch Blue Ridge in a line change here. Barrow with Hunter. Barrow will sauce it to his netminder. Trevor Babin gets down. 2 new players on the ice for the River Dragons. It's Blacksmith and Kirk Underwood, the captain. Underwood filters it north, tied up right next to his own bench. Inside of the blue line is Hunter. It's dug free by the captain for Blue Ridge, that's Danny Martin. Now the concern, Columbus has a tired player out there, Ryan Hunter. This is 2 straight shifts for number 88. He'll look for a chance to head off, and he does just that. Kyle Moore comes on to replace him. Dustin Gesso, he's on hat trick watch, and he has scored and secured the hat trick. Dustin Gesso had his way with the River Dragons tonight, there's no doubt about it, and he wins the game for Blue Ridge. It's a 5-4 overtime win for the Blue Ridge Bobcats, and this game is over. The River Dragons get 1 point tonight, but they do not get 2. Dustin Gesso, the overtime game-winning goal, just slipped that puck around Babin.
Fans, give it up for your Columbus River Dragons!
Fans, before we let you go, the River Dragons received 3 goals from Tyler Barrow tonight. The 4th came from Joetten Blacksmith. They lost in overtime after Dustin Gesso, well, he secured the hat trick of his own. Gesso scored the 3rd, 4th, and 5th goals of the game for the Blue Ridge Bobcats as they come into the Civic Center and take down the Dragons by a final score of 5-4. The goaltenders, Trevor Babin in the defeat, stops 38 of 43, while Anthony Schrum in the win makes 27 saves on 31 shots. The River Dragons with the loss fall to a record of 12-9, 3-2-1. They now have 45 points. They remain planted in 3rd place in the Continental Division, while With the win, the Blue Ridge Bobcats improved to 10-15, 1-2-0. They now have 35 points, 9 points behind the third place Topeka Scarecrows. Well, until next time, which is, of course, tomorrow, this is Liam Godimer saying thank you so much for watching. Until next time, stay safe, stay well, and as always, the most important part, let's go River Dragons.